What up? What up? We back. Realest podcast ever, episode 27. We are already laughing off camera, man. I'm not going to repeat what I said that has gotten the chuckle started because I don't want to get boycotted.
We don't want
by some organizations.
Yeah.
But it's a new show. It's a new day. What the fuck is today? Sunday, July 9th. A lot of wild shit went on this week. We got my guy, Matt Makes Me Sick, in the studio.
Matt. The Ron of podcasting. Matt. I'm the most disrespected man in podcasting, yo. My homie was at a cookout the other day. He hit me. It was like, yeah, somehow your podcast came up in a conversation, and the chick was like, yeah, Chad podcast is hilarious. I love when he got Deceptible on there. I'm like, Jesus Christ. like, what? Like, yo, this shit is crazy.
You mean 26 episodes?
Hey, man, it's cool, though. But, yeah, I'm Matt. No Makes Me Sick. Still Matt Makes Me Sick.
Unfortunately.
Yo, did I tell you I DM'd the boy?
What happened?
He hit me back. No bullshit. I DM'd Matt, like, yo, would you be interested in coming off of this IG, this at name? He DM'd me back and was like, don't message me again. And I'm like, what the fuck? So, and then he blocked me. So
then he blocked me.
Now,
new title, Chad and Friends podcast.
Chad and Friends, exactly. So now I can't even message Matt on Instagram. It's fucking ridiculous.
Don't ever message this account again. You blocked, bitch.
Exactly.
Have a horrible weekend.
I was pissed about that. I meant to text you that, man. I definitely DM'd him trying to get that name and told me get the fuck out of here and then blocked me.
Get the fuck out of here.
Shit crazy.
Well, we were supposed to have Ayo on the show today. He's somewhere coaching 60 and over basketball.
And or drunk.
Yeah, and or drunk while coaching 60 and over basketball, so he couldn't make it today.
Surprised he's not on the big three.
That nigga washed. It's over. It's my best friend. This nigga's washed. You know what I'm saying? This nigga drinks motherfucking Teller's Port all day long.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's life wash.
He's a gifted ball player, but it's like you're 37 pounds overweight, and we can smell the Teller's Port coming out of your pores.
When he gets mad, he posts his old clips on Instagram.
Yeah.
And he was like he was
phenomenal.
He was hooping.
I think it was phenomenal.
It just was 92.
Right.
So it's like
it's 2017.
Yeah.
2017 minus 1992. 25 plus 19.
Yeah.
How old you was then? That'll make you roughly 44. Cause
add in a couple jugs of Taylor's Port. Yeah, you 59.
This is a rat.
Yeah.
59. You aging like a Doberman.
Ayo, my man, but fuck him.
Well, we have a special guest in the building. We've been trying to get him up here since episode 1.
Yeah.
Actually, episode 0. Because he was supposed to be a part of the show. Originally said, you know what, I'm not doing no fucking show.
Like the week the shit was supposed to start.
Yeah, I ain't doing
I'm not doing no fucking show with y'all.
But I'll do the logo.
Appreciate it.
Beat it. We got Rod in the building finally.
Y'all keep asking who the fuck
is Rod? Rod's
it's
here.
DJ R to the Izzy.
You're not a DJ no more, though.
I still DJ. What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah, you do still do. I'm sorry.
But, it's just,
I thought you chalked it for everything else.
I didn't chalk it for everything else. I'm just
for the sports book.
I'm a little bit more low-key, but I'm still out here. I'm still ripping these parties. I'm still killing it. Still doing my thing.
I told you I'm still ripping these hoes. I was going to say, Rod, crazy.
Ripping these hoes like a shirt off Hulk Hogan.
I was like,
I mean, it's that too, but we got to keep everything low-key.
Justin, we cut that air. It's hot as shit in here. Like, I'm like in a rotisserie. It just takes a while. All right. Goddamn.
Y'all just bitching. I'm in here with a hoodie on.
Goddamn.
You was 100 pounds or something.
Rob pulled up with the tee on and hopped out and threw the hoodie on.
Damn,
we about to go record.
He got out, he had a white beater on. He walked up, he had 4 layers over top of it.
What up, fam?
Yo, what's up with you, boy?
I'm here. Rod has arrived.
Tell him who you are, man. Tell him.
Yeah, I go by the name of DJ R to the Izzy. Everybody calls me R to the for short, or Ra. But I do a lot of things. I DJ, I do graphic design.
You left all the Al Heyman shit out though.
Yeah, I gotta leave.
All right, cool. We're
not gonna talk about that.
Yeah, we're not gonna get too fly today. I know Ra for what we close. Like we gotta be at 20
since 1993.
Yeah, it's gotta be fun. I remember back when you were the Chicken Man.
Yeah,
you knew about that?
No.
Rod literally used to come to the park with, like,
come to school.
He used to come down there with a chicken, like.
I thought he had chicken was selling chicken.
No, like
he had a chicken.
Like the nigga would just show up with a chicken, like a whole
Don't be alarmed. That's just Ra with the cock.
With a whole oven roasted chicken.
Yeah, Gilly, he bit my shit. Like, I was the original chicken man. I'm the OG.
He really was. No bullshit. Like the OG shit. Like Rogers really used to have mounds of chicken. The shit was crazy. As like 8 years old, he was the chicken man. Yo, I'm not even trying to be funny right now. You remember the first time I came and knocked on your door?
No.
Me and King?
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
I meet Rod at the park. We at the park playing around, bullshit, and whatever. For y'all that can't see, Rod is, what are you, like 5'4"?
No, I'm 5'6". Come on.
All right, you
dog.
5'. My fault.
Come on, cuz you being
bad.
disrespectful.
Hey, buddy, you figure we grown. He 5'6".
Yeah.
So imagine Rod 9. You know what I mean? So Rod, like, we playing ball, and Rod cool. I seen him a couple times, whatever. Me and this one I was cool, super cool. Ahmad, exactly.
Ahmad mom was bad as shit.
Super bad. Y'all don't know what's up with Miss Williams, but
Yeah.
hey, me and Ahmad, I know he know Rod, meet Rod, whatever. Rod like, yeah, my crib right there, so you know, boom, boom, boom. Now Rod uncle, we call him King. That's what I gave him because he's real like royal. Like he carries like a prestigious aura. You know what I mean? So I come to the door, knock on the door. Uncle Chris King comes to the door, says, "Can I help you, young man?" I'm like, yeah, is Rod here? This nigga looked me up and down and said, "You look a little too big to know, Raheem." I'm like, what the fuck? Go ahead. Zach standing behind me like, what? But dead ass, that was the first time I ever came to Rod crib, and you know, we became cool after that.
The rest is history.
Yeah, shout out Uncle Uncle Chris, my nigga King, and we all here. Finally, we got Rod in the building, man. It's dope.
Oh man, it's lit. All right.
You look like you want to talk shit. Oh no? Oh, you gonna be modest today? All right. Cool.
Nope, not at all. Some real quick admin stuff before we get into the ridiculousness of the past week. We are approaching 500,000 downloads all time. We sit currently at 491,072 downloads all time for the show. That deserves some fucking claps.
That's heavy.
That's heavy.
Almost at 500.
You know what I'm saying? We haven't even made it to 30 episodes yet. We already at 491,000. 128,000 since April 1st when we changed over our tracking and back office system. 363,000 prior. 62,000 unique streams. 74,000 all-time streams. And we are currently residing in 71 countries and 40 states.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's fucking lit, man.
It's lit, man. So, like we...
And we didn't even count all the idiots who don't download that.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like...
all the ghost listeners.
Yeah.
Like, you practically don't count if you're not fucking downloading the show. So, we're going to challenge you guys again. Download the show. Number 1, subscribe. Number 2, when you do subscribe, make sure you download every single show. Third thing, comment and rate the show.
Yes.
I'm going to put out, since Matt's video was not working good enough, I'm going to put out my own video.
Yeah, do that.
Easily marks officially. Oh, yeah, we're officially 6 months also.
How about it? Yeah, definitely. Damn, 6 months went fast. Damn.
So I'm going to put out my own, after the show tonight, I'm going to put out my own how to comment video. Hopefully you guys, we get 1,000 views on that and you guys can learn how to fucking comment and leave a goddamn rating because that would help us just go up.
Just go. I know you don't care to, but just go comment. It helps.
Please comment. For those of you watching on video, we have our lovely new banner here.
Oh yeah, we got business cards.
We have business cards.
We're
It's
like
lit.
official, man.
Courtesy of one of our official sponsors, Brandilly Marketing from North Carolina.
Shout out you guys, man.
Yeah, they did this beautiful banner for us.
I thought
got
Chad
the
had a
little radio
crossbow
waves.
when he bought the box out of the car.
Got the little radio waves here. You can't see it on here, but it's got all our social media and shit on there and the website. It's fucking lit.
Yeah.
So if you see me walking around with like some shit in a black bag, it's not a crossbow. It's my media kit.
And it doesn't feel cheap or anything.
No,
yeah.
it's very well put together. And I was like, yo, we want a matte finish, and they did a matte finish on everything.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, so it's not like all super like
joint's
glossy
fire.
and shit. That joint's fire. So shout out to my guy Kima from Brandilly. At some point, Kima, we're gonna run these ads. Just let me know when.
Yeah.
One of these weeks, man. We appreciate the money, but like we want to run these ads for you and make you some money. So
they paid us and was like, yeah, don't put no ads.
don't put no ads out.
Like,
wait a minute. Don't put no ads out. We'll let you know when. That was like 4 months ago. The money's spent, so it's no refunds. But just let me know whenever you're ready to run these fucking ads, man.
Oh man, how was your week?
Week was cool. Officially put in an offer on another property. In Winfield, basically around the corner from where the first one was at. I'm in the final stages of repairs, the requested shit that we got to do for the first house or whatever. So that's going to get done the last week of July. We closed the first week of August. And then I'm hoping to close on this one, like, soon. Like, I'm trying to, like, push the shit up because it's an all-cash offer, and I need to hurry up and get through this house because it's only, like, a 6-week reno. So that's all I've been doing. I've been eating, had to decide between cat food, fish food, and dog food this week because I put all my money into buying this fucking house. So I'm poor right now. So new sponsors, please help us. Please help us. My motto right now is hashtag get to August. That's all I got to do is get to August and I can get my money from my first house. Right now, poor.
That's good shit. I worked a lot this fucking week. Like, you know, with the holiday or whatever.
Yeah.
No, I'm bullshitting. I took Thursday off.
How are you able to take days off?
Like I was off. Like it was my day off.
Oh, you were off.
Yeah. I was just explaining to Rod because Rod was like, yo, you playing a tournament next week? And I'm like, they got a $100K guarantee at Harris.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to, but I know I'm going to make it through the first day. I know I'm going to cash.
Yeah.
Problem is once you cash and make it to the second day is Sunday. I work Sundays.
Right.
So now I have to call out. And I'm not really supposed to be.
Nope.
Like I was actually.
Don't do it.
3 weeks ago, it was about 3 weeks ago, I ate some bad tuna. And I was sick as shit. And I really was sick.
Yeah.
I took the day off. Man, when I came back to work, I had a meeting with my director. It was like 3 dudes from the union. And I'm like,
know you ain't got no days.
I'm like, all right. He like, yo, stop, nigga. Like, if you sick, come and then get a relief. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, yeah, so I really, really got to cool out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I might not, unless I can get like an adjusted day off, I might not be able to play this tournament next week. And it stinks.
That's
so,
devastating, bro.
I mean, it is what it is. We've been here before. I tore up a cash game last, but that's neither. We'll talk about that later.
Yo, this week, the best thing I listened to all week, I finally sat down and listened to Dan Bilzerian on the fuck is the guy's name? Joe Rogan's podcast.
Shit was like 19 hours long, but it was dope.
The shit is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Like he's talking about like his journey from like being in the Navy, then being a Navy SEAL, fucking getting discharged out of that shit for he had a knee injury. Mm-hmm. Like he basically like shredded his fucking knees being going through SEAL training and all that shit. And then he had got all this bread, like lump sums of money from GI Bill and the GI Bill, his disability and some other like supplemental insurance policy that he had. So he had all this bread, and then he went to fucking San Diego and won like $1 million tournament, beat a guy out of $1 million, beat another guy out of $54 million, and then it's just been fucking lit ever since.
Sheesh.
Super lit.
Yeah.
That's real lit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's at like 20. He was at the time. He was at like this was in November. He was at like 19.2 million followers. He's at 22.6 today. Like it's fucking crazy, and it's to the point where his social media is so big and so popping. Like he says that there are very popular and very famous men who have like their social media and like sex handlers contacting women that he posts on his page to like offer them money for sex and shit.
Yeah, I can believe that.
He's like, it's a whole like underground thing of that shit going on in like LA, where it's like people have like sex handlers, like they have like a pretty girl that they hire that goes out and solicits women for them to have sex with, like, and pay to have sex with.
Yeah, Matt, you might need to go take off from.
Yo, real shit.
Like,
just chalk this much shit
like,
all together.
just throw the day in the bushes, take the penalty, and go get this.
Yeah, he said like the guy from. He said every girl I post on my page, fucking. I think the guy's like Ron Marciano or whoever that owns guests. He said every bitch that I post on my page get a fucking guest campaign. He said it's disgusting. He's like, it's crazy. He's like, I got 3 girls on my page that I posted on my page in the last year that all are making $500,000 a year just like posting shit on social media.
Yeah, that's
like, that's what they do.
Apparently, that's like a big thing.
Yes,
I sent you the John the other day, like Kim Kardashian,
Cristiano,
all the Kardashians,
yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo,
LeBron, they make like hundreds of thousands a year posting ads.
100,000 a post.
A post, excuse me. Like just posting shit on their Instagram. One of the motherfuckers is getting like $500,000 a post. Selena, what's her name?
Selena Gomez.
Yeah, like it's just insane that that's really happening. The world we live in, man.
Yeah,
crazy.
Like even Gary V talked about that shit. Gary Vaynerchuk, he was talking about it on the Breakfast Club. He was like, he's like, if you can manicure and push your social media to the 10K level, Selena Gomez $560,000 a post.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
That shit that got so crazy. I think the FTC done stepped in and told like celebrities that they gotta actually announce what their advertising.
Like this is a paid advertisement.
Yeah, because shit done got too serious.
Yeah, because you could be funneling bread and doing all kinds of crazy shit. See, they did the Irv.
Yeah,
that's real shit. Just was telling me before we came in here the business next door.
Yeah.
Like he was like, like he was talking about the businesses in the building. He's like, yeah, the guy next door is a travel agent. This guy over here, he makes fluorescent light bulbs. I'm like, white people can get money doing just about anything. Like you, how many niggas do you know? Yo,
It's like, my son is a light bulb business.
yeah, fluorescent joints. You know what I mean?
He's got a fucking city contract, $98 million.
Yeah.
But it's like simple shit like that be like
Simple.
right in front of our face, like everyday shit that you can do and get wealthy.
Wealthy.
Hell yeah.
It was like motherfuckers is just ignoring this shit. Like I'm about to start the label.
Like a
Bringing the
barbershop
bringing
isn't
the
gonna
label
do
back.
it. Bring the label back.
Bring the
and a
label back.
barbershop is not
I got the
gonna
label
do it.
in the front. I got the barbershop in the front,
label
label
in
in the
the
back
back.
with the studio. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to charge niggas $50 an hour studio time. That's going to pay for the label expenses.
No.
And then the barbers, I'm going to just live off that money. That's $1.50 each barber a week. I got 10 chairs.
Man.
You do the math.
Front
You know what I'm
haircuts,
saying?
back drawing the bottles. This shit is crazy. Like, man.
It's like
Oh,
niggas
man.
pick niggas. If y'all didn't learn nothing, special thank you to the guest from last week, Jamel Kendall.
Yeah, Kendall hit me, man. Said his phone's been
Going
ringing
batshit crazy.
bananas since he came.
So we appreciate y'all for like really tuning in the episode and really like getting involved, and all the people that went to the financial seminar he had Saturday. And I know a bunch of people set up personal appointments, like 17 people or some shit like that.
Yeah.
My homegirl Quadi that live in Atlanta, she set up an appointment with somebody in the field office down there. So all of that is going on at kind of like at once, like this fucking explosion of people trying to get their shit together. So thank you to him for being on the show, and thank y'all for taking advantage of the information that was given. But niggas, y'all gotta pick up some books, man, because like the fucking barbershop is sustainable income. You're not gonna get rich off running a fucking barbershop unless you start the new supercuts.
I was saying it the other day. One of my homies, we was talking. I'm like, it just seems like it's always the same 5 or 6 businesses when it comes to African Americans, and it's just like, damn, we got so many talents and so much shit, and it's just you watch, you watch the athletes, and you watch this guy who can dunk a basketball. He got 7 to 8 white people around him getting paid, doing like you just said. It's people out here sex handling.
Yeah,
Like
6-figure salaries.
You can really make money doing anything.
Yep, 6-figure salaries.
Yeah, shit is crazy. He said he want white bitches all above 5'7".
Right.
So, I'm in the streets looking for 5'9" white women.
Don't come back until you find them. Either they hired or you fired. Don't come back until you have 2, 5, 8.5 white women in hand. Blondes preferably. Have a nice day. Happy hunting. Here's my black card.
I see a lot of attractive women when I drive the bus, especially downtown. You see, I saw an Asian, I guess the proper term is dwarf.
Okay.
She was bad as a third grade. I couldn't believe how bad she was. Yo, she was like 3 feet tall, smoking. Like, not trying to be funny.
Right.
You could see smoke coming off of her. She was flaming. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yo, downtown Philadelphia has some of the most beautiful women in the world.
Yo,
Easily.
right now.
You venture out of downtown Philadelphia, whole different story. The rest of y'all need to get y'all shit together. But downtown Philadelphia, Rittenhouse, the neighborhood, all that shit, it's some bad women down there.
It was some type of red carpet event was going on at 7th and Walnut.
Yeah.
Yo, I was 30 minutes late by the time I got off Walnut. I pulled over and was just sitting there like, Jesus Christ. They was smoking going the fuck in there. All white women too. Like, hey, I don't like this. I don't like them talking like that.
I'm just saying, my man is turned into Kodak Black. I don't know if y'all noticed this shit.
Oh shit.
Man. I think the best way to start this week is I don't know who to have a moment of silence for, Rob or China, but it's like,
I mean,
they both like. Rob was wilding.
I understand Rob. I've once loved a whore.
We all have.
We all have. It's just
Whores
happened.
are great people.
They are. They're very nice people.
Whores are great. Here's a disclaimer. Whores are great people when you know that they whores, and it's just like you take the situation for what it is.
But you ever meet a whore in sheep's clothing? Like you didn't realize?
I've had a whore that I thought I was in love with because she was reeling me in. But like I went into the situation knowing like this whore is a whore. Don't do it. Whatever she do, don't do it. Like I had the scouting report from my man.
Right.
Like, yo, she gonna cook, she gonna do this, she gonna fucking massage your back, she gonna do anything you ask her to do, she's gonna do it. But watch her. Like, cause that one day you gonna catch her like on some sneaky shit and you're gonna be like back to fucking reality. So it's like don't get lost in the dream. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I ended up like being over the crib every day. I'm like, yo, how did I get here? Like, because of all the ancillary shit that went along with it. Like, so it's like, yes, I have met whores in sheep's clothing before, but you still gotta like always be reticent that like, yo, shit can go left at any moment. Like,
it's wild because I think men when a man lets his vulnerability like that down,
man,
we're worse than women.
You gotta
like,
die.
Yeah, somebody
die.
Where are my isotoners? Somebody might catch it tonight. That's really how that should be. So I understood.
Yeah, you home drawing up diagrams and shit. Like, all right, so I'm going to bury her here.
Yeah, real
You know what I'm saying?
shit.
I'm going to light the grave on fire. Hopefully it don't burn out too long and attract nobody. Then I'm going to throw some more dirt on it. Then I'm going to drive this one stolen car back to my car. Then I'm going to go to my man crib in San Diego for 9 months. And then I'm going to pop back up and hopefully all the smoke is settled.
Just yesterday, you was in your new Yukon going to work.
All that shit is
Now you in a Cavalier coming through Voorhees, New Jersey.
Like,
real shit. It's crazy. Like loving a hoe is, oof, it's rough. I've been there.
It's rough when,
I don't know
when
about
it
that
go
life.
late.
Huh?
I don't know about that life.
You never, be honest, you never fell for a whore.
No, because it's just like
No.
Here's the thing. Like, what you do is you gotta always flip it on these joints. So it's just I like to be in relationships that are not really relationships. So they're always chasing that title. So it's just I just can't make myself fall in love. Like it's just.
See, Rod's rich and he's a DJ. We can't have serious conversation with him. It's like what? No, man. Like I understood it. What he did was corny. The whole post.
Yeah.
And
The whole meltdown and all that shit.
I mean, having a meltdown is whatever. We've all had meltdowns.
But I mean, the whole thing is just kind of like you gotta be like, hey, bitch, I know what you're doing. I'm not about to embarrass myself in the midst of what the fuck you doing, but what his move should have been, which was his fifth move, was to come and take all the shit back. That should have been the first move.
Yeah.
Because without her two rich baby fathers, she just Angela from fucking Baltimore. Like, let's just call it what the fuck it is.
She's from Baltimore.
She's from Baltimore,
Okay.
yeah. She's just Angela from Baltimore without these two rich baby fathers. So it's like, you gotta strip her of the things that she deems to be most worthy. Ben Baller says she tried to swipe $300K in jewelry on Rob credit card like 3 days before the whole shit happened. And he was like, nah, this is not happening. Let me call Rob. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was like going to it and going through it. I guess because the jig was up. She was trying to escape with whatever she could escape with.
Ben Baller a good dude because a lot of scumbag
Back
jewelers.
oh, man.
Why not get 700? The fuck?
Which card you want to use? The black card or the platinum card?
That's how you know Ben Baller really up. Because he didn't chase that. You know what I'm like, nah, let me call my man real quick. Like, that's real shit. That's crazy.
Yeah, so now, like, China's, like, side dudes are getting ran down on by TMZ. The one guy, like, he's like, man, Rob's a good dude, man. Like, now I gotta fucking put a hit on you. You know what I'm saying? Now you're patronizing me in the fucking media. Now a Russian is gonna walk up on you with a fucking Kel-Tec and blow your brains out. You're playing a lot of games, guys.
Go get the crossbow. Yo, that's crazy. It's a mess. I feel like having a meltdown, and we talk about it all the time. If you go to the timeline on me, holla back. You know what I'm saying? Watch yourself, put your vest on, holla back. Because I'm not going to do that. And I hate the fact that people do it. I hate the fact that I'm not even talking about celebrities. Anybody.
Yeah, anybody, yeah.
Like, it's become a thing to where it's like when people break up, they have to go to the timeline.
Yeah, see, that's where, like, I'm different. Like, I make people sign, like, non-disclosure agreements. Like...
I remember him saying this to me before. You still on this non-disclosure agreement?
Oh, yeah. We have discretion in every form of life. Like, we don't let shit get out there at all.
Straight NDAs for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, how you doing? I would love to eat your ass, but
sign
here,
this.
sign here, and initial here.
I'm just trying to eat your pussy right now.
Yeah,
sign
date.
this,
Date.
please. Initial on the back.
Shit, y'all gonna need to start doing this shit like y'all blowing up.
Yeah.
Well, on my
You
come
hear me
up,
over here, yeah.
on my come up, I need to be exposed a couple times so that I can get like social media talking, so that I can catch the attention of some of these bigger blogs and podcast networks and such and sponsors. Like, yo, the boy really be wilding and shit. He was eating the bitch ass on camera. Yeah, no, that was me. Follow me on Instagram at plus.ceo.
Yeah, I'm a wild boy.
Yeah, I'm a wild boy.
Follow me on Instagram.
Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? We trying to get rich out here. You know what I'm saying? We gonna take our lumps on the way up, man.
The funniest
Fuck
part
that.
of the shit was the boy with the robe.
Oh,
I fell out
God,
off of
the
that.
Versace robe.
Yo, that was the fun. And then the T.I. shit.
T.I. caught a mean strike.
T.I. caught. It's like, you know how y'all rolling on somebody and the nigga swing with the haymaker and you're the dickhead that he
They
catch?
get caught.
Like T.I. Tip.
T.I. called this man all type of ducks and suck ass niggas and this, that, and the third. And Rob said, "Oh, funny that T.I. had so much to say about me when him and his wife paid China for a threesome." I was like, "Oh my God."
Like, damn, Tip. Then T.I. turned into, I'm not going back and forth with this. I'm not going
I'm too
back.
blessed to be stressed.
Yeah.
First of all, me and my big red thesaurus is about to get on this private jet and have a nice fucking day.
I'm not going back and forth over this shit with boy. Like, yeah, that whole shit was a mess, man. We had a question in the joint. Could you fuck with one of these Instagram models or a stripper porno star? Could you fuck with somebody who is of that
Yeah,
lineage?
absolutely. I could fuck with her. I could be on Instagram holding hands and kissing and taking pictures and all that fuck shit because I'm faking. Like, I'm full of shit. Like, I'm a piece of shit. I'm a horrible nigga sometimes. So yes, absolutely. Absolutely I could, and I'm gonna milk that shit for everything that it's worth. She gonna get whatever little money she can get out of me. Hell yeah, whatever. Bitch, I'm gonna get popular, I'm gonna get more money. And then once the fucking this little affair, once the flame burns out, I'm still gonna be me, and I'm still gonna be selling houses and doing podcasts and then fucking other little stupid bitches just like you. So yes, absolutely. I'm gonna use you as a lily pad to get to the next piece of shit.
I was being
bitch.
serious.
I am too. I have a plan.
I think because you have a real relationship with one of them. Like, could you real life, like, marry a video or Instagram, whatever the fuck?
She had more money than me, yeah.
This guy. You?
Hell yeah.
My man.
Yeah.
I like Rob.
I mean, what about you?
Yeah. Not even close. Like, I remember the thing we was talking one day, like, could you like marry someone who was a porn actor? Like, could you be with somebody who did pornos?
As long as her checks get direct deposited to my
That's
bank
what
account.
I said. I'm like, yeah.
I mean, I'm big on discretion, but some of them are just too bad.
Yeah.
Like, if Rosa Acosta pull up, I need that in my life. Like,
Didn't you DJ something with her?
yeah, we did this workout event for you know Carmina.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did that. So you know.
Did you come at her?
Nah, I didn't shoot my shot. I try to be professional. Like, it's just all about.
I'm the same way, Ra.
I'm always focused on the.
I don't try to hit none of my bookings or none of the chicks that ever worked for me. I didn't try to hit none of them till it was already over.
What? That's what I'm looking like, nigga.
Until it was like, all right, we about to end this shit soon. Yo, get that pussy up. Stop playing.
That's the only way to do it.
I mean, I don't know. I don't do parties like that. Anything else you want to add with Rob and China, man?
Nah, I'm over it.
I was over it that day.
Yeah.
But
Joe Budden got to jump on us. He was on Everyday Struggle the next day after it happened. Then his podcast was the same. Was like the
Everyday
evening.
Struggle's still going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you still like?
I'm not like excited about it anymore. I mean, I catch what I catch about it. Like luckily they break it up into clips now, to where it's like specific topics. So where if it's a topic that I care about, I watch that. I'm not sitting down watching no hour of Joe Budden and Academics.
Yeah.
And apparently, fucking 21 Savage is looking for DJ Academics.
21 Savage fucks with Amber Rose.
Yeah, because of some things that Academics said about Amber Rose, 21 Savage is now looking for him.
It's fucked up, but you're like, I like Academic because he corny. You know, that's one of us made it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel when I look at Act. But Act gonna get put in a trunk.
Easily.
Like, he don't got enough weight on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he gonna get put in a trunk.
Honestly, yo, that shit is a win. He could become the next Vlad.
Real
A
shit.
punch in the face get you $300K.
Yeah.
You know, he might as well go-
Arguably, he's as big as Vlad now.
I was gonna say that.
Vlad got IG page got 1 million, like 1.2 million. Ack is right there. His main page got 1 million. And he got like 3 other pages with like 400K or some shit like that. Like, he right there. Like, as a media company, I know he's making stupid money off of fucking
Has
YouTube.
to be.
Shit, I'll take an ass whipping for $300K. Would you?
All day.
Nigga.
Shit. You might
I'll
as well-
take an ass whooping to get the summer off. Get on the bus and punch me in the face. I'm gonna lay down and start shaking. I'm gonna be out for months. What the fuck are you talking about? Hell yeah, 300K, come right with it. Oh, I learned that from my old heads.
300K, that's Rockefeller startup money. I'm taking that ass whooping all day.
All day and night.
Fucking, that's new construction money. Fuck that. You get two new constructions in like somewhere like West Philly, Southwest area.
Coming to casino talking crazy. You know, when you fucking 7 stars.
We'll bet it, bitch ass
When
nigga.
you 7 stars, you can make like the full table is 9.
Yeah.
Like at a poker table is 9 seats. If you 7-star, you can make that shit 10. Like, the shit is lit. I can't wait to do that just on the strip. Going up to bullshit 2-4 games. Yo, make this shit 10 seats, dog. Just because I can. Like, yeah, 300K, but all over the ground with it. You want to talk about Jay-Z at all?
Analytics time.
Rod, you're here.
Oh, yeah.
Rod,
I'm
you're
here.
here.
You're the analytics guy.
It's analytics time. All right. Jay-Z 444 came out right before we did our last show.
Real quick, how do you feel about the album?
I love it.
You?
I thought it was good.
I think it's good. I think it's very, very good.
I think it's Jay-Z's best album since the Black Album.
That's what I say.
No.
Well, American Gangster came
I think
out in between.
American Gangster.
All right, so
See, I hated American
so it's
Gangster,
so it's his best album in 10 years then, because American Gangster was 2006.
7.
Yeah, 2007.
All right, so his best album in 10 years. I like it a lot. The subject matter is grown. It's not like I'm a dad on every song like the fucking Magna Carta, which is a piece of shit. I don't care what y'all say out there in the world trying to. People like, well, no, if you listen to 444, you can see where he was going from Kingdom Come. No.
See, I don't think Jay-Z has a single bad album. I just think Jay is measured against Jay.
As he should be.
That's what he. I mean, that's.
But I don't think any of his albums are bad.
I think like 6 of them are terrible.
Like I think Jay has a lot of good. Like I think
Like
all of his albums are
Reasonable
pretty good.
Doubt was good. It became classic later on in life. When it came out, it was good. Volume 1, a lot of people think it stunk. I liked it.
I like
personally. I like
it's
Volume
like
1.
it's like 70%.
Volume 2 was good.
Excellent.
Volume 3 was kind of booty.
Volume 3 is his album to me that has the best lyrics and the worst production. Like he
The
was like
production stinks.
chasing like that.
He's got
radio
2 or
sound.
3 songs on there where he's really like so ghetto and things that you do where he's rapping great.
Yeah.
But overall, the album was
Yeah.
no. Dynasty was very good.
That was a group album that turned into a Jay-Z album.
The Blueprint, looking back on it, the Blueprint stunk. Like it took me so
All right.
long to
Matt's tripping.
No, Jay got by on a lot. Jay at that time was Jay-Z.
Come on, Matthew.
No, I'm being real.
Wale said some dope shit about that album. Wale said, he said, if you look back, he said, if you look at the way niggas is rapping now, this was like 2013 or 14. It's like, you look at the way niggas is rapping now and how you got to structure hooks and songs and, you know what I'm saying, layer and vocals and this, that, and the third. He's like, Jay got by on the Blueprint with like 5 songs where like the hook is just like his name.
I'm not trying to be funny. The Blueprint, looking back on it, it's really only like 3 or 4 songs that I need off of that album. The rest of them are like album fillers, and we love Jay-Z so much. Like, you really don't need Ola Ovito.
All I need.
Yeah, I don't like that record.
Or Jigga My Nigga. You don't need that shit.
Because you know why? Because you already had Jigga My Nigga on the Rough Riders soundtrack.
Like, he literally has on Jigga My Nigga, he says, the Stan Smith Adidas. Like, remember that line?
Yeah.
I'm playing guts in the pool, Hermaid bow shoes,
boy
the
got more
eyes-eyed
sixes
bucket
in
on. I'm
first
so
grade,
old
shit
school.
like that.
He got by with, literally he has a song, at one point, it was on the Dynasty, where he says, and I wish I never met her at all. It gets better. Order another round. It's about to go down.
But you gotta understand.
Jay got by with bullshit
when
at
you
one
hear
point.
that, when you hear that line in the club, it's
In the
gonna smack.
club, but we talking about the best rapper ever.
But I mean,
Like somebody who y'all say is the GOAT.
But you gotta have those lines to break up the monotony.
I
like
understand.
Snoop was real good at that shit too. So where you had those sing-songy lines to where people want to bounce with you.
and Snoop had ass songs. That's what I'm trying to say. Jay literally got a lot of songs, yo, where if it wasn't Jay, you wouldn't like it. That's what I'm trying to say.
I mean, Nas is my favorite rapper, so I already have my gripes with Jay and who he is.
Biggie's my favorite. Jay is in my top 5. I respect the hell out of Jay, and I think he's one of the best lyricists and best rappers to ever come along. But that little time period, Jay, it was so much crystal getting thrown around the world that people just was like, whatever.
I mean, can we talk about how Jay is getting credit for shit that Nas was doing 5-10 years ago with this new
We
album?
didn't even got to go into that.
I mean, like, I'm not the biased Jay boy. I like Jay.
Hold on, let me finish this real quick. Yeah. Blueprint was deemed classic, and I had it at that. But looking back on it, I'm like, I really don't play this shit. Like, I really don't need to listen to this no more. Except for, like, You Don't Know Me. I mean, You Don't Know.
Heart of the City.
Heart of the City. Song Cry. Shit like that was great. Lyrical Exercise.
You don't like Girls, Girls, Girls?
Nah.
That shit makes me cringe.
It's just an irritating song.
I get it, but it's a
I don't need that. I don't need the Rulers back.
You don't need Renegade?
Honestly, I like the joint with Royce. I like Jay verses.
Yo,
when motherfuckers started talking that M killed Jay, I was like, I didn't see that.
I listened to Renegade recently. I'm like, he fucked Jay up bad. Like,
nah,
I'm
not
like,
bad.
Jay's got the best verse on the song.
He do.
I had to hustle my back to the wall, ashy knuckles.
That's a great verse, but
That's
then
Pockets
when
filled,
Eminem start come
lot
talking
of
that,
not a cent.
I'm a send to the son, spending modern day Shakespeare.
Jesus Christ, the king of the Latter-day Saints here.
Like he just went,
you know what it
out
is?
of space.
Eminem kills it, but I personally can't relate to him.
That's
Absolutely,
my
but that doesn't take away from
take
the
away
fact that he's in outer space.
See,
rapping.
you're an Eminem fan, and my man Jake, we talk about this all the time.
I like M too.
I listen to it. I understand it. I probably can spit more Eminem verses than anybody we know. I've heard it, but I don't relate. It just doesn't move me when like Eminem could destroy a verse and he get done and I'm like, all right. But then Weezy be like, her mouth, pussy, your asshole. Life is full of hard decisions. I'm like, woo! Like, it's just, I don't, when I hear Eminem, I just don't relate to it. I don't get it.
I don't relate to it at all, but the ability is, his ability is off the it's nothing that he can't do in terms of being a rapper.
Hickory, dickory, dock, diggity, dock,
but you don't think that that's him on purpose doing
a little
that?
Bit of the diggity, dock,
you
diggity.
don't think that he's purposely
doing that? Mixed with a little bit of the jiggy. It's like, I don't know. Because when I hear it,
because he can connect with an audience that's never been connected with. So I give him props for that. Even though it's not for me, I recognize the talent. But I just say, yo, it's not for me.
Like, in a technical sense of being a rapper, none of these niggas can fuck with him. Period. Like, they can't.
I guess. Yeah, like rapping words.
Like, Mos Def, Talib, like all these guys, Mos Def, Talib Kweli, Lil Wayne, Drake, Nas, he's done records with all these guys. They all do different shit. And he's the one constant through all these different guys. Why? Because he's a fucking a think tank of a rapper.
He's a rapper.
The way he scribes shit is unlike anybody else.
He's a word rhyming juggernaut.
Absolutely.
I'll give you that. That's what he is.
That's what I'm saying. In the technical sense of being a rapper, I don't want to sit around and listen to Eminem all day, but that doesn't take away from the brilliance of what he does in his world and in his pocket. Niggas can't fuck with him in terms of just like being a rapidy rap nigga.
I was just saying that I felt like when people like, and you know, I love the Ether. I think it's the best. When he said it, you know, Eminem murdered you on your own shit. I'm like, I don't really think he murdered Jay. I'm like, I feel like, yeah, he had the verse where everybody was like,
I think it's
whoa.
the same, almost the same way as like.
But Jay verses on Renegade were
they
very,
excellent,
very great.
But then to me, Eminem just goes. He just blasts off in a fucking rocket ship both times. Now, the fight was fixed because the song was already done.
Yeah.
As it was. So whoever got on that shit you can't match that level. He did the fucking beat. He already had the song done. Like, the fight was fixed already, so it's nothing Jay can do. He did as good as anybody could have done. Anybody else is getting left on that record.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. I just felt like when I heard Jay-Z on there say, you know, how do you rate music when thugs with nothing relate to it? Like, Jay just said a lot of things on there that were great. And then M, the rapping ability was great. But it's like, you know, talking about the whole shit with the kids and the parents. And it's just like, all right.
But that's real shit though, because he was crucified in the media.
He was.
So it's like, so when you take away the fact that you don't give a fuck about it and look at it for just what it is, he's saying some phenomenal shit because that's true to his life and his situation. He was raked over the coals in the media, put on the cover of Rolling Stone, put on the cover of this magazine as like, yo, you the worst shit that ever happened to music. You got these little white kids fucking tripping. So that was real shit.
But I think he did a better job on like, I Never Knew I. You ever heard that?
Yeah, I heard
like,
all of that.
I thought he did a better job explaining it on that as opposed to that song. But it's neither here nor there. All I said was I just didn't think M murdered him the way people made it. But we were talking about the Jay-Z album. Yeah. Blueprint was good at the time to me, but looking back, I'm cool with it.
Blueprint 2 was Basura.
Blueprint 2 was terrible.
I don't think Blueprint 2 was terrible. I think it had too many
right?
songs.
Bushworthy.
I think it had too many songs. There was some great records on there.
But as the album was Bushworthy.
If I could cut it down to my favorite 12 or 14, I think it was a good album.
The album had 30 songs. That's Bushworthy.
That's why I said it should be one album.
What was after Blueprint 2? Black Album, great.
Black Album, excellent.
Kingdom Come, Bushes.
See, I don't think that was a bad album either. I mean, it had bad stretches, but I think I'm just an overly positive
If you
dude.
got an album where you going like 4 songs in a row and you like, nope.
The first 4 songs, like you look at the first 4 songs, the intro, then
intro was excellent.
The Kingdom Come joint with the way Just Blaze flipped the Prince joint.
Yeah.
Then he hit Oh My God.
Talking to the mic.
Then he hit Oh My God. Then he hit Lost Ones. Them 4 joints would put a lot of niggas in the bushes.
Yeah, and then it's
but the problem is it's another 16.
No, I mean,
then it's like,
the album goes down there from there. But then, I mean, you look at the joint with Chris Martin.
Like Beat Share. Good song.
Yeah, he had
I still don't get what the fuck that means.
This is the point I'm trying to make when I say all of this. What was after Kingdom Come? Blueprint 3?
No.
Yeah.
No, after Kingdom Come was American Gangster.
American Gangster.
Yeah. Then Blueprint 3.
Very good album.
Very good. I listened to that the other day. I was driving back from upstate
It's
New
not
York.
one of my favorites, but I do respect the album for what it was. It was a good album. Blueprint 3 was good. Magna Carta was it was god-awful to me. And then now we have 444, which is very good. So for me, Jay legit to me got 4 or 5 albums that I'm like, nah. So the 444 joint, it drops. Already I was being skeptical just because Jay's 60, and we got to like accept
We got to call it for what it is.
You know,
if the
like,
best rapper alive is 60 years old, that shit is fucked up.
That
like,
means rap
shit is
fucked
fucked up.
real bad.
It's at a standstill. I'm not going to sit here and let people tell me that Jay, in a technical sense or in a popularity sense, is a better rapper than Chance or fucking
like
Drake.
I'm gonna use
you know what I'm saying? Like, or
joint.
Kendrick.
Remember when Jordan came back on the Wizards?
Yeah.
Niggas was like almost like licking their chops, like, yo, give me the rock. Because he can't be better. You understand what I'm saying? In 99, Jordan just left. By the time 02, 03, Kobe and them was running off 2 and 3 champion. Like, nah, he not the best nigga on earth no more. And that's kind of what it is with Jay-Z. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
Jay-Z is like, and this is the whole thing with Biggie and Pac and Pun and them dying. So you didn't have to see them get older and try to hold on to the tight grip that they had. But Jay-Z legit has hit a point where he's so rich, he's so into other things that when he comes back to rap and he's like, yeah, I'm the best. And it's like, I don't know.
See, for me, he doesn't have to be the best.
But Jay says that.
He does, but that's rap. You
and
always
people
want to
say
be
that.
For me, it's about Jay being around to push the culture forward. For him to go on a track and talk about, his daughter or talk about his wife and, talk about adult things.
Yeah.
For me, that's important. You know what I mean? Jay don't got to be the best rapper anymore. He don't have to be all on the pop charts. But as long as he's around to talk about adult things, I'm riding with him.
I don't get it. I got it the day it came out, and I listened to it the way I listen to everything. And the first song, To Kill Jay-Z, I thought was very good. He had a line on there that in the future, niggas playing football with your son. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
The second joint, The Story of OJ, good-ass song. And Smile, that last verse on Smile, the shout out to Hoffa, he home, he in the church, he was running through that. So Jay, the ability is never going to leave. The album, for me, it's like Jay's finally. Like I remember we were sitting in the car today. I was telling you, Jay finally is rapping about the things I think he should rap about. Being who he is, being the figure that he is to the public, to the black culture, being who he is with Beyonce, the fact that he can speak about the vulnerability of almost losing her. That 444 song is great. I think the album, the Marcy Me, I wish my only knock on the album is I wish he would have rapped more.
Yeah.
10 songs and him doing maybe 2 verses on this, it just wasn't enough.
But I think that is like once you, at where he's at and what he got going on, anything more than 20 verses is like, you burning the midnight oil now, my man.
I kind of
like,
I would have liked 13 songs.
Like what's 13 on the physical, the actual copy. But it's like anything at this point for Jay, anything more than 14 songs is like you starting to get in the murky territory where some of them whack verses start to creep in, and you like, yo.
I think people
missing the boat
have
here,
poor
old
attention spans now anyway.
Yeah,
so when I
attention
see
spans
a
is
small
awful.
album, I'm happy. Like I don't want to listen to 17 songs.
I do if they're good songs.
Like there's rarely an album where I see 17 songs and I'm like, damn, I need all of these joints.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm good with anywhere between like 12, 14 songs. Like, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, Pusha T has mastered like the 9 song in the clips mastered like the 9 song album. But they was doing 3 verses on fucking every song. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it was like the length of the album is still clocking in like 45 to 55 minutes or whatever. All right. So it's a short album, but it ain't that short. This album's short as shit. Yeah. Like, you playing it, you're like, yo, it's over. You're like, fuck.
But I do think it's his best album since Black Album. I think it's very, very good. I think he has 2 or 3 songs on there that I'm like, man, I could listen to this over and over and over. Like Smile, I think is great. 444, Marcy Me, and even the story of OJ is growing on me more and more.
Story of OJ is great.
It's a nigga working my job. He just moved here from Brooklyn. And he walked into my job the other day, and he had, you know, the book bags with the speakers in it?
Oh, shit.
He had that with the story of OJ playing. I was like, Brooklyn niggas rejoicing. Walking around the street, blasting this shit. Like, yeah. But the album is very, very good. You want to talk about the
yeah, all right, so there's a whole another analytical component to this shit. And we talked about this in our group chat the other day. And on Wednesday morning, we saw pictures start floating around. Jay-Z been certified platinum for 444 by the RIAA. And I'm immediately like, knowing what I know about the music industry, all the shit that I studied, the new streaming model and all that shit, I'm like, this is impossible.
When I saw it, I'm like, I don't think
this is a statistical impossibility. He's cooking the books. And I went through the day on Twitter breaking down the statistical analysis part of it, just saying, hey, summer of 2015, June 2015, the RIAA changed the way, which is like an accounting firm for the record industry. They changed the way that they tabulate album sales with streaming component now added because the growth of streaming was so rapid and so dominant between Spotify already existing and then the rapid growth of Apple Music. They had to change it. They were pressurized to change it. So what they did was every 10 singles you sell, if it's off a given album, equals 1 album sale. Additionally, every 1,500 streams of whatever songs on a given album equals 1 album sale. So coupled with physical album sales equals your total equivalent albums sold for a given week.
That's why I don't talk about physical copies and then equivalent. You know
right.
what I'm saying?
TEA, total equivalent albums. So with that being said, I said, all right, well, first things first, the album is not for sale anywhere, so he can't have a sales number. He can only have a streaming number. A simple calculation is you listening to this podcast at home, you got a calculator on your phone. If you do 900 million divided by 1,500, it's going to give you a number somewhere around like 633,000. So that would basically mean that he would have to do 1 billion streams in a 5-day span to go platinum, because the platinum certification is like once you hit like 650,000 units, they can give you a platinum certification, because if you already got 2/3 of the way there, the last third is in the bag. Mm-hmm. At some point, you'll cross that path. So I'm like, yo, if he did 1 billion streams in 5 days, that means he beat the Beyonce album, the one that came out secretly. He beat Lemonade, And that also means that he beat Views, which is the most streamed album of all
And that,
time.
for me, when I saw Jay-Z went platinum in a week with no physical copy sold, I'm like, so that means that Drake with Views, who has Hotline Bling and
Controller and One Dance.
One Dance, which is the most, listen folks, One Dance is the most streamed song
Ever.
ever.
It's like 6 billion streams.
Ever.
Now
It's the most streamed song ever. More Life came out. Drake broke Spotify and Apple stream records. Drake didn't go platinum in 5 days. So for Jay to go platinum in 5 days with no physical album sold, I'm like, I didn't even talk to you yet with the whole breakdown.
Yeah.
I'm like, that means Jay literally, these 10 songs had to be streamed like 1.5 billion times.
And here's the other component.
And I was like, I don't see that.
Here's the other component to it. Not More Life. Views, which is 1.2 million first week. He did 80% pure album sales. So even with these super big singles to push it up, he still did 80% pure album sales, like straight 20 tracks. And then the other component is Views is 20 tracks long. So Jay would have had to do 2 billion fucking streams with no physical album sales.
I said 1.5
to hit the same number as Drake. It's a statistical impossibility. So that's that part of it, just the streaming part. Let's talk about the business aspect of it. Apple has roughly 100 million customers who have their hardware. Phones, tablets, PCs, and laptops. Apple Music came out September 2014. Since then, they've been able to convert roughly 20 million of their hardware customers to Apple Music, to their streaming service. The shit comes preloaded on your phone.
Yeah.
So if they only able to convert 20% of people who already have the fucking hardware, who already have the software, and 80% aren't choosing to use it, how the fuck did Tidal convert that same amount of people in 5 days just because they did a deal with Sprint, who has 70 million customers? Another statistical impossibility. That's not how life works.
Yeah.
Like, just because you giving it to them for free, Apple Music does a 3 month free trial also.
They do 3 months.
They do 3 months. Tidal's doing 6. Either way, whichever product you want, you can get it for free on an initial trial basis. It's up to you whether you keep it or not past the trial basis. So all things being considered, 3 free months or 6 free months is the same if you actually want the product. It doesn't become a tangible thing until you decide to start paying for it and hold on to it. So if Apple's giving their shit away, and we trust Apple, you know why? Because they fucking make all the products that we love for the last 25 years. We trust Apple already. We don't know if we trust Tidal yet. So you're telling me that now, because you did a deal with Sprint, which is like the fucking 3rd or 4th biggest wireless carrier, that all of a sudden now you're the same as Apple Music. It's not the truth. It's a lie.
Yeah. Oh man, the weirdest shit for me with the album was, the Future line and niggas playing football with your son, and then the whole y'all holding money to your ears.
Yeah.
We call that a disconnect. Future posted a picture holding money up, so
It
Twitter
was,
went crazy.
yeah.
Like, oh, I know he's not going at Hove, and I try to tell my homie this at work. I'm like, he's like, Future tripping going at Hove. I'm like, yo, Future comes from a land where they really don't give a fuck.
They don't give a fuck.
And he's like, what? And I'm like, I typed in ATL, like as a location on Instagram. The nigga was holding money up to his ear with a picture. He had a shirt on with a picture of Gucci Man with a crown. And I'm like, this nigga does not look up to Jay-Z. And
Don't give a fuck.
like, and you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, Future comes from a place where down there, you go to Memphis, it's like 3-6 Mafia. You know what I'm saying? You go to
3 6 Mafia,
Houston, it's
Yo Gotti, Young
Scarface.
Dog.
Like, they don't glorify Jay the way it is up here.
Yeah. And unfortunately,
They love Jay. I mean, he's a
they
big
fuck
guy.
with him. They respect him. But our northern bias, New Yorkers especially, are the worst with this shit. Allows us to think that whatever we think is right or is great everywhere. But when you look at just like the United States alone, 330 million people, Jay-Z's going platinum on average, one album. So you're talking about 0.033%, you know what I'm saying, of the fucking population is buying into what he's selling. But when he do a business deal, whatever, it's bigger than that. But when it comes to music, it's like, nah, like we've already He already had every business cycle has peaks and valleys. He's already peaked in his rap career. He did 5 million copies back in 1998. He's never going to do that again. He did 2.5 million with Watch the Throne or whatever. He's never going to do that again.
He did 3 with Black Album, I think.
Right.
Black Album was up there in sales.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's just never going to happen again.
His prime is gone.
His prime is gone. Whereas you look at a guy like Future, he dropped like 7 albums in the last 2 years. Every single one of them debuted at number 1.
Yeah.
He dropped 2 albums back to back.
He dropped an album on like 1 week that went number 1, and then dropped another album the next week.
And his album from the prior week was number 2.
Yeah, like Future's something else right now.
So it's like you look
I
at
think
that.
Future's, how many streams is he doing a month?
Like 100 million streams a
so-
month. He's doing like 27 million just on Spotify, not to mention Apple Music Tidal and then YouTube and all that shit. So he's doing upwards of 100 million streams a month. You can't just wake up and kill that level of success like, oh, I don't fuck with Future, so now it's just over. No, it's not.
Yeah.
No, it's not over. He got a dope song out right now with Chris Brown that we fucking overlooked that we didn't know was on Hendrix. That's about to fucking go top 10 on
What's
the chart.
crazy, when I saw the video, I'm like, I like this joint. I wonder what they put this on.
Right.
Then I just happened to be scrolling Hendrix. I'm like, oh shit, it's
Yeah,
on.
it's right here. It's 18.
Hey, I'm about it. So
So it's like, again, it's like, yo, we got to kind of, learn to like we talk about second level thinking on the podcast all the time. Start doing some second level thinking and really looking at shit for what it is. And just because we like somebody and respect them doesn't mean that same impact is going to take place for an artist who fucking is doing 7 sold out shows in Cincinnati, Ohio. Like,
because you DJ.
Yeah.
Like, you don't play, like, you're not going to play any of that 444 album.
I tried to play the Frank Ocean record. That's like
Frank Ocean. Oh.
That's
right.
like the only joint with any type of bounce to it or anything like that. Everything else is just.
How did it work when you played it?
I mean, because I did a whole J set.
Okay.
So it's like, oh shoot, he playing J. That's great.
Right.
We want to hear some J. But other than that, I can't really play none of them other joints.
That's what I mean. So it's like you'd still be playing Future.
I'm still playing Future.
Exactly. Migos. That shit's not coming off. Hey, you ever tell Chad about when you got mad at the club and you played what was the song you got?
I used to have this residency at where was the spot? Actually, I'm not gonna say the name of the spot. But I was like I used to go there every Friday or whatever, and he was supposed to give me a raise, and he didn't give me a raise, so I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna play whatever I want to play. So I just played.
Tell him what you cut on in the middle of the party in the club.
I played Ice Cream, Wu-Tang. I started playing like all Wu-Tang, like Verbal Intercourse.
There you go.
Like anything
That's what I was waiting for.
Like,
Could you imagine being in a
super
club?
rappity rap shit. The bottles is coming out.
Yeah.
This bitch is standing on the bar.
And verbal
Intercourse
comes
comes on.
on.
Like the fuck?
Like that was my way of like killing the party if I just was pissed. Like
That's hilarious.
Oh man, 50 Cent called it golf music.
Yeah, I was dying when I heard it.
I was fucking rolling, yo.
So I listened to it. It was good. It was like golf course music.
That brings me to my dumb tweets of the week. I saw 3 of them that were very stupid. First one really doesn't have anything to do with this, but I saw a black chick tweet that she dates black men.
Okay.
But she doesn't go past dating them. Like, she doesn't sleep with them for fear of having an ugly or mentally handicapped child. I'm like,
what type shit is that?
crackhead bitch. Say what? That was definitely the dumbest tweet I saw this week.
It's so much like self-loathing in a statement like that.
But going to 50 Cent, another dumb tweet I saw this week was, musically, 50 got lucky. And I'm like, no. This was a nigga in response to 50 saying to Jay's.
You gotta change up your Twitter feed. Like,
yo, like real shit.
Your Twitter feed is like destructive.
It's like, yo, y'all do know that 50 sold 400,000 independent copies on land speed before the Dr. Dre and Eminem shit, right? Like,
fuck all the bullshit. Like, I'm just keep it alive with you. On the right day, if you catch me, I'm gonna put Get Rich or Die Trying like in the top 10 albums ever.
Yeah.
Like, that shit was that good.
Yeah.
Like, he got 10 songs on there that became like classic.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that from a rap album, maybe other than like College Dropout, shit like that, like in the last 15 years.
And then he came right back with G-Unit Beg for Mercy, and then he came right back with Games album, which is a fucking
like,
classic.
yo, everybody on the label went platinum.
Yeah. Even Yayo.
He gave Tony Yayo and Lloyd Banks.
Tony Yayo eked out a platinum album.
Lloyd Banks went like triple platinum.
Buck
on that
went
first
triple
Yayo
platinum.
had a dance.
Yeah. Yeah.
That John Cena stole.
Yo, G Unit was so big, them niggas had their own Cribs edition. Like, remember MTV Cribs? It would be like a baseball player, a fucking wrestler, and like a rock legend. They had their own show. We didn't even know who the fuck Game was.
Right.
And he was on the show in his car. You know who the fuck is bro? Like, G Unit was that shit. And like when 50 dropped Get Rich or Die Trying, yo, that shit took over everything. And I was saying to my man Kev the other day, I'm like, I really haven't seen since Get Rich or Die Trying a rap album come out and lock up everything.
That album dropped. I remember I was in the record store that day. That album dropped. It sold 800,000 from Friday to like Monday when the charts came out, and did another 800,000 the next week because it got bootlegged, and they was like, you know what, we just gonna drop it early. Yeah. So in that first week, it did $1.6 million.
50 when he came, like there are different types of rappers. There are the street rappers, the conscious rappers. The 50 when he came out locked up the bitches. He locked up the club. He locked up the charts. He locked up the street. He locked up every single facet of rap music. Yeah. I haven't seen that happen since. You don't do that on some luck shit. Like the biggest song of that year was In the Club. Yeah. The second biggest song of that year was 21 Questions. The third biggest song of that year was PIMP. Like 50 was just on a run that was just literally incredible.
He had the fucking perfect formula.
It was insane just watching. Like dog, Wanksta took over. Many Men took over. Yeah. The nigga literally had like 7 bombs on that album.
Then you forget about the joints that dropped before that when he was just doing mixtapes. Yeah. The realest niggas with Biggie. Oh. The what's the joint? The Victory Freestyle.
Close to the Edge with Eminem and all.
The joint he had with Pac that was on the mixtape shit.
Yeah, the joint that was on Tupac Resurrection soundtrack. Yeah.
Till that joint. The joint Beans went over. Yeah. Like 50. You know that wasn't luck. I saw another dumb tweet. Oh, Sparks was ass, and we handled that.
Yeah, no, we handled that. Yeah,
Dante, perfectly. My man, but that tweet, no.
It's like Sparks was ass. I'm like, yo, Sparks arguably has one of the 1 or 2 best verses in the history of Philadelphia.
I said it. I'm like, State Property was such a juggernaut of talent. Watching it just
it was poorly mishandled. Like Rockefeller mishandled the shit out of State Property. They got Beanie Siegel shit right, but everything else surrounding it, the Young Guns, they fucked everything up. When Can't Stop, Won't Stop was fucking getting 6,600 spins a week, instead of putting out a Young Guns album, they put out a State Property album.
Yeah, that was
like what? Like,
that was the second joint.
The
right?
second joint, yeah. State Property, the Chain Gang. I'm like, you got a pop record with fucking 2 teenagers. Like, put these motherfuckers on tour with NSYNC or some fucking body and go get some bags. Like, y'all playing games. Y'all put out. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all put out fucking a hard-ass street album with this one poppy-ass record on that joint.
Yeah, it was a mess.
Like, I remember the first time I heard that record was on the fucking DJ Enough tape. His DJ Enough birthday tape was like number 3 on the second disc. It was a double disc, like number 3. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Young Guns, that fucking record blew the fuck up.
And then, like,
shit.
6 months later, they dropped the, what was the joint with Rel?
No Better Love.
And that joint was smooth as shit, but it was like the Can't Stop, Won't Stop shit was gone. Yeah. It was like y'all didn't capitalize on it.
Like
right.
Can't Stop, Won't Stop came out
for a Grammy.
Yeah.
Can't Stop, Won't Stop came out 1 February. Their album came out the next February.
They botched Freeway shit too.
Yeah.
Freeway shit was just
damn free.
They botched Freeway shit twice.
Yeah.
Because Freeway's second album is very good also.
Yo, I had an argument with one of my homies, and I was because he a Fab fan, and I'm very not a Fab fan, and I'm like, yo. Freeway's album, Philadelphia Freeway, is better than any album Fab dropped. And he was arguing with me.
That's very true.
And I'm like, it's
nothing to argue about.
I'm like, this isn't even an argument.
It's nothing to argue about.
Like, he was like, no, dog, you tripping. Like, the joint with Breathe on it, I'm like, Breathe was great production. The beat's phenomenal. I don't really even remember any of the bars from the fucking song. Yeah. And I'm like, damn, yo, Free low-key got like 2. Like, Flipside is a classic.
Flipside is a classic. What We Do is a classic.
Free, the intro was crazy. Like, Free really, like, he was on Rock the Mic. Like, Free really got smashes that rung out. I'm like, dog, you tripping. Like, Freeway was, Jay and them, that battle with Cassidy, that was a shot in the leg that shouldn't have happened. Yeah. And just the whole way State Property fell apart, it was just like, damn. Because Free, to me, was just excellent. Yeah. Like, excellent at rap. His style was so different. It was so him. Yeah. And it just, you know.
And then on Free's second album, 50 wanted to do a co-brand with G Unit and co-release the shit. And he told Jay, he said, listen, if you do a video for your record, I'll do one for mine. We'll push it, da-da-da. I'll get Interscope to kick in some marketing dollars. Woo-woo-woo. Jay was like, nope.
I mean, you know Jay, like, after he retired, he wasn't jumping in anybody's video.
Right.
So I guess Free just caught a residual from that. So.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. But then now you look Jay do a fucking video for Khaled like it's nothing.
But I mean, you kind of got to look at it because it's like when you look at 50, he oversaturated his name to the point where it's like, yo, he gave all his energy to Lloyd Banks and Game and, you know, whoever else was on his label to the point where we didn't want to hear him anymore.
Let's do this real quick. Y'all weird?
Okay.
Y'all weird. Sunday, July, what day is it?
9th.
I drove the bus for 11 hours today. I don't know what fucking day it is. July 9th, y'all weird Sunday. I seen this post floating around that Power is better than The Wire.
That's bullshit.
It's the most mind-boggling shit I've seen in a very long time. Yeah. Power is good. I'm a big fan of Power. I love the show. The writing irritates me with the whole suspense.
Every week, suspense. It's like 4-bar build-ups in battle rap.
But we talked about this the other day. It's just how society is going to shit. The mentality is just terrible. The Wire was so complex. Don't even
the character development.
The character depth.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't mention that with
fucking
that.
James McNulty as a character.
Bunk
as a character. Fucking Avon as a character.
Omar.
Stringer as a character. Omar. Fucking
Bugs. The fact that you could focus on a fiend for 5 seasons, it's just like.
I mean, The Wire, it's like to compare those two is just crazy. Like, The Wire was the story of how cities fall apart and everything else. Every character was, you know, basically just the guide to that. Whereas just Power to me is a soap opera. It's good, but it's probably one of the most poorly written and acted shows I've ever seen in my life.
It's horribly fucking written because the way that this show is written is like almost to where like the end of Entourage where they kept getting into shit and always like finding a solution to it. And it's like, yo, y'all motherfuckers don't go through nothing. Like these last 28 episodes is like, yo, what the fuck? There's no drama here. Like, you get into something the next week, oh, we fixed it. Like, it's great. So it's like, on fucking Power, every single week, Ghost does something that should get him in jail or dead. The one thing he gets caught up for is some shit that he didn't fucking do. Then on top of that, he always fucking ratting on somebody. Oh, fucking the fucking Connect is out of control. Let's call the police on him. Fucking Kanan is out of control. Let's call the police on him. Like, stop fucking calling the police, dog. You a stone cold killer. You kill people every week on the fucking show. Go kill these motherfuckers.
Like, is it me or is that none of the characters' actions are believable?
Like, no, it's totally unbelievable.
Like, how did they end the storyline with Kanan in the kidnapping after one episode?
I'm gonna just get a kid back.
Yeah, like,
fuck it.
Fuck it.
You right, Dre. Go home, young boy.
And he was ready to do it for.
Tell him I'm slim.
He was ready to do it for $10,000 a week till the fucking cop bitch was like $15 a week each. Yeah. Like if it wasn't for her, it's like, yo, you getting the kid back for $120,000. Like fuck it.
But we was talking about it the other day, and I'm like, yo, The Wire, like season 2 of The Wire, which motherfuckers, it wound up becoming my favorite season because it was so integral. Watching how it all developed with the Greeks, with Prop Joe, the East Side versus West Side, how deep. The fact that Avon could become cool with Marlo on the strength. Fuck them East Side bitches. The shit was so deep, it wasn't even funny. And like you had shit that left from that show, like Omar. Every man gotta have a code. Like it's so much. How about this? What's your top 1 through 5 favorite seasons of The Wire?
I like 3 and I like 1.
I said 1 through 5.
Actually, I forgot about 4. I'm tripping.
In order. What are your top 5?
In order? Damn. This is like asking me my favorite kid and shit. Damn. I'm gonna go. Damn.
I'm going 2, 4, 1, 3, 5.
My top 3 are 4, 3, and 1.
You don't fuck with the Ducks.
No, I fuck with it, but you asked me my favorite. I fuck with all of them. I think 5 is definitely the worst season.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, but, 4, 3, and 1 are just...
5 is the media, right?
Yeah.
5 is the
But, it's
newspaper.
so funny. That actually goes back to what y'all was saying earlier about juking the stats. It's like, you know how they juke the stats for, like, the
McNulty was giving out overtime.
Yeah, like...
Juking the shit out them stats. Ew. But...
McNulty had the fake serial killer shit.
Yeah. Tearing the ribbons around the bodies and shit. That show you how deep that shit be when motherfuckers want to lock somebody up, too.
2, 1, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. My feeling is I love the season with the kids because any show where you can show that from that angle and make it to where like they all became stars from that shit, like that was just good ass writing. Yeah. But 2 was so like cheese that like all of them characters from 2 wound up making it through 5 through the 5th season. Yeah. So it just became like the muse almost for what the show became.
Fabric of the show.
Exactly. Because season 1 was just the towers and the low rises and showing D'Angelo arguing with Bodie and fucking Poot and the shit that Avon and Stringer was going through. Yeah. But 2 was like, that's how you saw the connect. That's how you saw the dope come into Baltimore. 2 was where you saw the expansion of, you saw the police department and it break down to where Herc and Carver was going their way and Kima and them was like, 2 was just complex as shit. But yeah, don't ever compare anything to The Wire. I thought that was weird as shit.
I think, I can understand why somebody would say it, even though I don't agree. It's like at the end of the day, some people don't care about politics. Some people don't care about how the drugs got into the city. Some people don't care about how cities fall apart. And just the soap opera aspect of power, if you're not a bright person, that might just attract you a little bit more.
You just very, very, very nicely call people idiots. I loved it. That shit was beautiful.
I mean, it is what it is.
But I just feel like that you shouldn't compare the shit. Like The Wire was taking real people, like real like what's the old head who was the Reverend, Dice Shooter. Remember he was when what's the boy name from the vampire show, Cuddy. Remember when Cuddy came home, he's trying to get a job, he's going to the church? That boy was like a real live boy. They had an American gangster on him and everything.
Yeah, he was basically the muse for Avon.
Yeah, that's what they wrote Avon over. Yeah. Like, Snoop was like a real person. What's the boy who rocked cheese?
Chris Portland?
No, that was for Joe.
That's
Slim Charles.
Oh,
like
Slim Charles. He's from a go-go band.
He's a go-go dude. Like they were taking real live people from there and making them integral parts of the show. Like that writing was just too good. It just was phenomenal. So yeah, don't
stop.
Ever. Yeah, just stop. Please fucking stop.
Please stop.
You want to switch up? Go to sports?
Yeah, absolutely. 2017 free agency.
Everybody's getting fucking
on
paid,
some shit.
but us.
Everybody getting paid except us. Can we get some trickle downs to the realest podcast ever? All right, so going back a week because we had this special topic show last week. Steph, $201 million
let's
super
do this.
max.
The night that the free agent, we was at my job because they be playing poker and shit in there on Fridays, and a bunch of motherfuckers in there, and me, my man Nate, who's gonna come up here, Nate Higg, we watching the shit, and Higg like, yeah, the shit start tonight at midnight. It's gonna get crazy too. We're watching this shit. John Wall, 4 years, 170 mil. It's like, oh, these niggas ain't waiting till midnight. They getting busy right now. It was like, what? I'm driving home. It's 11:25. Steph, 201. I'm like, yo, they really not fucking around. Yeah. Blake got 5 years?
175.
With his leg in a boot right now.
Right now. His leg been in a boot every season at some point the last 5 seasons.
He got 5.
He came a long way from jumping over a Kia. He ain't
jumping
over
shit. A fucking Kia with a choir standing behind you. Dog. And then, not to be outdone, Steph Curry signs the biggest contract in the NBA history, and it's the biggest contract for like 4.5 days. Yeah. Because then Harden, 4 years, 227.
Yeah. Well, they said what it is he's because of his All-NBA status, because he's a perennial All-NBA guy, it makes him eligible for more money, basically like every year, the Supermax.
Yeah, it's called the designated player.
So basically, like, he already got the Supermax Supermax extension 2 seasons ago, like mid-season, he got a 4-year Supermax extension, which is like 4 years, 118. He already played 2 seasons on that, so he got 2 seasons left at 2 years, $59 million, plus another 4 tacked onto that at 170. So it's really a 6-year deal for 229, not 4, the way that they reported.
Yeah, it's basically an extension.
It's an extension on an extension. But because he's an All-NBA guy, he gets an extension 2 years into his current deal, as opposed to having to wait until he got 1 year left. He can go with 2 years left. Yeah. Still stupid amount.
Regardless, it's a lot of fucking millions. Yeah. It's just insane.
And what does he have, like a $200 million deal with Adidas or some shit like that off the court? Like 10 years, 200.
When he was here for the Rumpf game, he played in the Rumpf. He walked past us, and Lo was like, what happened to your jersey? He was like, man, that shit had a swoosh on it. He cut that shit out. Like you can't wear anything. Yeah. And I was like, the fact I wouldn't even have thought about that. But and then like Bull Mommy was like, 200 mil, nigga. You better think about
that shit at all times.
Nigga cut the Nike out of the shirt.
You better be very aware of your branding, motherfucker, for this 200.
Like, could you imagine if pictures of him in a Nike jersey hit the internet? Like, that's fucked up. It's like, yeah, you got to be aware of that. But yeah, for 200 M's, you definitely focus.
Shit, you ain't see Kawhi? He came to the game in an Adidas sweatsuit. Like, just be walking around in that shit. Like, he don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean, Kawhi is. That's like a so. You almost would think he wasn't in the NBA.
I think that motherfucker might be like autistic or.
I'm not trying to be funny, yo. I wouldn't because he really is like. You ever seen him in the locker room when they be interviewed? Like he really don't like.
He not human.
He's super anti.
Yeah.
There was a picture of him in the mall. Somebody was like Kawhi in the mall dressed like he about to D LeBron up Game 7.
Like he
don't own regular clothes
on July 4th weekend with Spurs shorts, authentic. Like he really might have Asperger's.
What do you think Bron gonna get?
Bron's getting the max.
5-year, 300.
I said 2-year, 300. Bron could ask for anything you want. I think
they have brand reps who go through athletes' wardrobe and remove items. Shit,
I can believe that.
A lot of bread on the line. Yeah. Fucking sneaker wars. Nike and Adidas jockeying for position. Adidas just recently passed. No, they didn't pass Nike, but they just passed Jordan brand in market share for the first time in like 15 years or some shit like that.
That's insane.
But they like the bigger picture is still Nike. They're still a $66 billion a year brand. Well, yeah, what the fuck.
Since we talking about Jordan brand, let's talk about the brand that matters. Big Baller brand.
Yeah. Big Baller brand.
Did you see LeVar?
Yeah, I saw.
Yo, you gotta fuck with LeVar Ball. They interviewed him at the game the other night, and was it Doris Burke? I think it was Doris Burke. She was like, "You gotta be excited. You know, Lonzo drafted by the Lakers. He's out here. He's finally playing. The crowd is going crazy. You gotta be hyped." He's like, "I ain't hyped. I gotta do this 2 more times." Like you just gotta love LeVar Ball at the end of the day.
Do this 2 more times. Let's talk about our guy Lonzo.
I'm pushing for. I'm calling it now. Yo, Lonzo Rookie of the Year.
Lonzo had a shitty game 1 in the summer league.
Fultz got bad ankles.
He was terrible. Game 2 came right back the next night, triple-double.
Kept shooting, even in the bad game. That's Kobe shit.
Yeah.
Remember Kobe was airballing against keep shooting.
Yeah.
Cause little niggas would stop. Oh man, I'm off here. Lonzo, give me the rock.
Yeah, keep going.
Give me the rock. I like it. I fucks
Lonzo
with
gonna be special. Simmons front runner for Rookie of the Year. He'll be hurt by November.
What's up with the Sixers, man? You a trust the process, dude.
Yeah, I'm a real trust the process dude. I like the Sixers. I think they coming along well. Fultz is. I mean, he just had a high ankle.
I think you just liked Hinkie.
No. I did like Hinkie. But
I personally, I liked what Hinkie did.
Yeah. I mean,
he had to die for them to, but I like what he did. He put him in a position to. I saw a thing today on ESPN. Their last 5 first-round draft picks. Nerlens Noel, drafted in 12, 0 games played that season.
Yeah.
Joel Embiid, 13 for Noel. 14, Embiid, 0 games played that season.
Yeah.
What was the bull with the dreads? Okafor. He played 50 games, weren't very good. But Ben Simmons, drafted first round, 0 games played, and then they had Markelle Fultz with a to be determined. I'm like, damn, that's fucked up.
But I mean, you got to remember, he first drafted Michael Carter Williams, and then he traded Michael Carter Williams. He sold high, and he got that Lakers pick, which allowed us to trade it for, Fultz.
Yeah.
So it's like you gotta respect Hinkie because Hinkie, before the Hinkie came in, we ain't had no draft picks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He put the Sixers in a great position as far as picks, but now they just gotta do some type of conditioning on their legs.
I mean, what it comes down to is you play poker. At some point, you gotta get lucky.
Exactly.
And it's just they haven't been lucky yet.
Yeah, they're running awful.
Yeah.
If you want to be honest, it's like who you got for Rookie of the Year.
I actually have to think about it a little bit more because, I mean, when you look at Simmons, it's the fact that he's playing with Embiid and he's playing with Fultz. So it's like they're going to cannibalize each other. But I think you look at a guy like Josh Jackson, he might have, for the Suns, he might be able to step right in. And, I mean, I don't know yet. It's still early.
early summer league guy that everybody's in love with is Jason Tatum from Duke.
Yeah,
But even when
he
you look
looked
at
real
him,
good
he's being
yesterday.
cannibalized by his team because he's playing with Isaiah Thomas and Gordon Hayward. He might not get tipped.
Yeah.
Yeah, our producer Justice threw a sign up. He said the picks are only worth something that the players develop. Yeah, absolutely. So right now, it looks like the Sixers are like, it's go time. They look like a 4 seed in the East because who the fuck is left in the East besides Boston and Cleveland? So they look like a 4 seed, but injuries are going to determine a lot. And
I
how
ain't gonna
quick
hold
they
you,
gel.
yo. I was hating on him at first, but that Greek freak nigga,
Oh, he's
yo,
special.
Giannis.
yo. I was watching the
Sixers could have had him.
I was watching some highlights from him the other day. I'm like, yo, I never seen nobody do.
He's like a 5-tool player in baseball.
Dog.
Honestly, I think he's going to be like the best player in the league.
He looked like it in the game I was watching him play the other day. The rebounding, the fact that he was literally taking off like running one-man fast breaks.
Yeah.
And they just couldn't catch him. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, he's working with Dirk's shooting coach this summer.
Yeah, if he develops a jump shot, he's probably the best player in the league.
Yeah.
Honestly, I like Milwaukee better than pretty much anybody as far as their future.
I ain't gonna go that far.
Like, I mean, like future-wise.
Oh, you mean future-wise?
Yeah, future. I mean,
Like they just had Malcolm Brogdon just won Rookie of the Year.
I'm
You got
still
the,
salty about
You got
that
the most
one.
improved player in the league.
Brogdon didn't deserve it.
You're gonna get.
Yeah,
he won it by default, kind of.
I think he won because he was the most consistent all year.
And he played the most games. We played like 62 games or some shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, he pretty much was like the guy who was like consistent all year. Whereas,
Yeah.
like, Embiid was the best rookie, but he only played like 30 games.
Embiid was the best rookie hands down.
Embiid had better numbers than him.
Way better.
Like
Embiid had all-time numbers.
in the 20 games he played, he had more points than the 60 games he played. Like Embiid numbers were amazing. So I didn't understand that. I didn't think
But,
Brogdon
I
deserved
mean, you
it.
can't vote for a guy who's only played 20-something games.
And you also
Westbrook
got to
just won an MVP with them and the 6th seed.
I got beef with that.
we was going at it all year, and I'm like, yo, Westbrook's gonna win this MVP.
Well,
And-
Ryan had a bet in, so.
oh shit.
I ended up hedging the bet. Like around the All-Star break, I was able to catch Westbrook at even money.
Okay.
But I had Harden at 16-1. So it's like
I remember you. Yeah.
I was like, I mean, like honestly, if it wasn't for the last 3 weeks of the season,
Harden would've
probably
won it.
But Harden,
You,
just
I
kinda
remember the
burned out.
day Chad finally.
I was
caved in,
just like,
all right,
I was
yeah,
like, I
he
give
took
up.
it.
Like he literally went out there and took the shit. The last 2.5 weeks of the season, he just took the shit.
Yeah.
I'm just like, yo, that fucking game against Denver, he had that fucking game-winning 3 and all that shit with a triple-double. He's out there getting 45 with a triple-double.
I
I'm
was
like,
so
what the
angry.
fuck,
The
man?
game against Orlando when they was down by 20,
yeah.
he came back and dropped a 50-point triple-double. Like I was so angry, yo.
How you feel about Paul George linking up with him?
I think Oklahoma City is probably one of the best teams in the league, hands down.
Really?
I feel really strongly about it, and I don't normally like. Tip
Think
my
they better
hands.
than Houston?
I think they're better than Houston.
What if Houston get Melo?
Even better. They're better. They're better no matter what they do.
What?
Oklahoma City. I'm gonna break this down.
Let me say this real quick.
Let me
This
break
is
this
from
down.
my view. With Roberson and Paul George on defense,
Clamps.
them wings is gonna have.
That's what I'm
trouble.
explaining. Like last year, Oklahoma City was a top 10 defense. Now you add Paul George, who's one of the best wing defenders in the league.
And a better
They
Roberson.
were the number 1 rebounding team in the league. They're still the number 1 rebounding team in the league. They lost no rebounding. So now you get better on offense. They also signed Patrick Patterson. I don't know if a lot of people watch Raptors games, but I watch a lot of Raptors games.
Stretch 4.
She's a stretch 4. When Patrick Patterson was on the court, they're like a plus 1,000. When he was off, they were like minus 38. So now you get a stretch 4. You got 2 different shooters in Pat and Paul George. You got McDermott coming off the bench now. You got Abrines coming off the bench now. You got 4 different 3-point shooters to go around Russ. You got a top 10 defense, which is probably going to be a top 5 defense now. And you got the number 1 rebounding team in the league.
So with all that being said, do you think Paul George comes back? If they go and make the second round of the playoffs.
If they make the Western Conference Finals, he's coming back because he's not going to be able to turn down. Like they're all competitors. If they win, he's not going to be able to just go to LA where they don't have much.
I mean, they got Lonzo and LeVar.
I mean, they got Lonzo. Actually, I like Brandon Ingram. Has been incredible.
He has been real good. I watched him the other day in Summer League. He looked real good. Like, Paul George, I'd like to see him come to the Lakers. But him and Westbrook, that's just going to be nasty.
Yeah.
Westbrook, though, he's going to have to figure some shit out. Because Westbrook not going to be allowed to go out and go 6 for 22 no more.
I mean, he won't have to. I think he knows that, he took the largest burden ever in the history of NBA. So now he's going to appreciate
what
Paul
make
a
me
little
really
more.
respect LeBron now and look at LeBron like, yo, this boy really is, like, phenomenal. That shit that y'all scream and holler about efficiency, LeBron has become so efficient. It's LeBron scored 30 on 18 shots.
He doesn't make bad plays anymore.
It's just insane. He literally go out there and the whole playoffs, dog. He was 11 for 17, 13 for 19,
He's
shit
the
like that.
smartest player in the league. He always knows the right play, the right shot, the right pass. Like, even though Korver missed that three,
Was the
right pass.
It was a perfect pass.
It was the right play. Korver's got to make the motherfucker. Like, if the same thing, you could criticize Jordan if he passes it to Kerr or Craig Hodges and they don't fucking make it. Then it's
my
like
man
up
at
in
work
fucking arms.
literally was screaming at me like Jordan would have never passed that ball. I'm like, Jordan passed that same ball to Kerr. Kerr hit a game winner in the finals. I'm like, what are you talking about?
The old heads who always say Jordan would have did this and would have did that, they piss me off. Like,
why?
Because it's just, we got LeBron just beat a 73-win team, and we still got people saying Jordan wouldn't have done this or wouldn't have lost. It's like, yo, get over it.
Yeah. When I saw Chris Broussard, like, yo, Jordan only played 9 Hall of Famers in the finals, and LeBron is going up in his finals matches against 26. I'm like, hey, Jesus Christ. Like, like you really got to remember, like, those teams weren't crazy. You know?
You had some bus drivers on a couple of them teams.
No
disrespect.
I look at the 90s era of NBA, it's like, I think it's weaker than people remember.
It wasn't that good.
It really wasn't.
Like, they had to change the rules to facilitate a better style of basketball because the fucking Knicks and the Heat were playing 69, 64 games. 4-quarter NBA games, 48 minutes, 69, 64. 7-game fucking series, coaches fighting like, this is like, yo, y'all fighting because can't nobody score no fucking points.
Like, honestly, yo, could you imagine if John Starks was the second best scorer on a team today? Like, what would your record be?
Can you imagine if the 92 Knicks came across the fucking Golden State Warriors in 2016 or 17? What would happen to them?
I say this, man. Y'all know I'm a nostalgia dude when it comes to the basketball because I love what I grew up on. I feel like we grew up in the best era for basketball. We had Kobe, we had Vince, we had Dirk, we had AI. Like, our era, we had Shaq. Our shit was lit. Watching the Warriors this year with Kevin Durant, I'm not sure that the 0-1 Lakers could have stopped them niggas. Like, they literally are just sickening to watch.
Machine.
It's a machine.
Yeah.
It's a fucking machine.
It's a machine.
Because everybody understands their role and they all come in and they pass the ball. They all
Like,
fucking shoot.
This is the scariest shit about the Warriors, yo. Everybody who starts the game and 2 niggas sitting in chairs could tear y'all apart for 40 points.
Yeah.
Like, that's just petrifying
Yeah.
to go up against. Because you really don't know who you got to watch. Like, think about last year in the finals, yo, that last game, Game 7, Draymond had like 30, 15, and 7. Like, he had a crazy game.
Yeah.
Anybody at any given time.
Draymond is blatantly sacrificing his game for the greater good of the team. Blatantly.
Anytime
And imagine if he was on the Phoenix Suns, what his stat line would look like.
Imagine if Draymond was on the fucking Celtics. It'd be fucking nuts.
The fact that Clay was able to put up 60 on 11 dribbles says a lot about how you have to defend this team.
Yeah.
And how you can't.
Yeah. And then they just added a fantastic rookie, the young boy from Oregon.
Oh, yeah.
As a rim protector, rebounder. Mm-hmm. And they just added 2 guys who shoot 40% from 3, Caspi and fucking Nick Young.
I really listen. For the sake
the
sake of everything in life, I hope the Warriors don't win a championship this year because I really don't need Nick Young as a champion. It's not hate. It's just what it is. I don't need Nick Young.
Nick Young champion,
Oh,
Charles Barkley no champion.
Watching these like the role players get rings, it's like defeating for AI for me. You understand what I'm saying? Like watching David West turn down.
Coming back next year.
Dog, trying to get a back-to-back.
Back-to-back. Making up for lost
Watching David West turn down $10 million.
He should have just bought one off eBay.
He should have took the $10 million and just spent the extra money on
Watching
a
David
ring.
West turn down $10 million for $1 million to chase a ring and get one is like it almost make you want to see AI sign a 10-day contract. Like, fuck it. Just go out there. Because it's like, come on, man. Like, Zaza Pachulia is a champion. That stinks.
JaVale McGee's a champion.
I ain't gonna hold you though. JaVale McGee,
He worked.
He worked. JaVale, you know
I respect JaVale.
You know I hate him, but
You know I hate him.
he changed a lot of shit. He's still a clown. He's still a bozo, weird as shit. But he worked hard as shit this year, and I can respect him getting a ring. I wasn't mad at it.
Mm-hmm.
But like, who's another clown on that fucking team? Mike Brown. Not a clown.
Yeah.
But Mike Brown won a championship against the team that's still paying him.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I fucks with it.
I fucks with that.
I don't fuck with Dan Gilbert. So
I hate Dan
anytime I
Gilbert.
can see Dan Gilbert take an
like,
L,
yes.
for it.
You think LeBron's leaving next year?
I did before like everybody migrated west. So now I don't know.
Yeah, it's like you got a vacation in the East. Like, you're going to play at minimum 50, 55 games against garbage. Like, you got to play Milwaukee a couple times. All right, tough game. You got to play the Celtics with Gordon Hayward. Who gives a fuck? Like, you got to play a bunch of teams that you already outright own. They might cruise to 65 wins this year. They might have the best record in the NBA.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's kind of hard to leave like the comfort of that unless you like want to go back to Miami and play with Dion. Like what the fuck else do you do other than stay in Cleveland?
I'm kind of mad at Loke contract. I know I shouldn't
I'm
be.
super mad.
But
yo, Tim Hardaway Jr. got 4 years, $71 million,
was insane.
and half of his contract has to be paid in like November of each season. 50% of his contract got to be paid by November. So that means if he get $19 million a season, 9.5. Bam, paid by fucking November.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's nuts. Damn.
They did that shit so Atlanta
Wouldn't match the shit
because it was restricted. But
What's Olynyk got $50 million from the Heat.
from the Heat.
Yeah,
James Johnson got $60 million from the Heat.
that's crazy because he's like 30 and that's a 4-year deal.
The only difference between him and Deion Waiters is he don't shoot as good and he rebound a little more. And guess what? He's 6'8"
and he don't
and a half.
sock niggas.
That's the only.
I like James
that's the
Johnson,
only
though.
I like him, but goddamn, like you ain't $8 million better than Deion Waiters.
But you know what? The market might have been bigger for him just because he's a big.
He's a big.
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying. I said that on Twitter the other day. I said the only difference between Deion and these other guys is getting paid is he's not 6'6" and 6'9". That's the only fucking difference. If he was a 6'9" shooting guard, it'd be nothing to talk about.
But you know
He'd
what?
be $100 million
The market
player.
squeezed a lot of guards this year because everybody spent their money last year. Like Lowry could only get a 3-year deal.
Yeah.
So it's just like a lot of guys that like Rose is still on the market.
Yeah.
So a lot of guys that we thought would get paid and get long-term deals, they
This
just
is
didn't
like
get them.
the off season of the 3-year deal. I've never seen so many 3-year deals given out ever.
Yeah.
Fucking George Hill got a 3-year deal. Kyle got a 3-year deal.
T got a 3-year deal.
T got a 3-year deal. Millsap got a 3-year deal.
Ibaka.
Ibaka
Like
got a
teams are
3-year
basically
deal.
smart enough and saying we're not gonna get these long deals no more.
Yeah. Like,
Shit, remember when niggas was getting 7-year joints?
Hell
Like,
yeah.
man,
I
that's
think
going
Kobe
on.
had the last 7-year deal. Kobe and
it's like
Jamal
7
Crawford.
140, right?
Yeah.
Garnett.
I think his shit was like 6 for 200.
He had one, but he didn't have the last. Like Kobe had literally the last one. It was from 2004 to 2011.
What's crazy? I said it the other day. I haven't seen so many 2-year deals. That's big now.
Yeah.
That Kevin Durant, Kobe, Bron, Wade, they all signed these 2-year.
You know what it is though?
That's
A lot
cat
of these,
manipulation.
A lot of them, like Durant, they basically want to manipulate the market. So like, if Durant opts out after next year, he's gonna be able to get a crazy supermax because of his years in the league. And then like LeBron, he's basically at the point where he wants to keep the leverage on the front office and say, look, y'all gonna keep spending money and getting this team right, or I'm gonna leave.
Yeah.
They're fucked cap wise. Like they
Oh,
can't
hell
do
yeah.
shit.
Who is?
Cleveland.
Oh yeah.
They can't do shit. They got like the NBA record payroll ever. Like they paying the most luxury tax ever, and it's like this year is like $3.75. If you at the top tier of the luxury tax, it's like $3.75 for every dollar you over. Like they're fucked.
Damn.
They can't do shit.
What do y'all think about Houston next year?
Me, James Harden almost won an MVP this year handling the rock.
Mhm.
I never was a Chris Paul fan. So I really don't understand what, like, I just don't get it. That's more so where I'm at.
Yeah.
I think
Like, I think they would have been better going after, like, Gordon Hayward or Paul George. Like, I just don't understand bringing in
like
Chris
keep
Paul.
the ball in Harden's hand.
Harden's hand. I don't understand bringing in Chris Paul, who's gonna need the rock.
Joe Johnson, 7 years, 123.7, 09 to 2015.
Joe Johnson at the last.
Oh, that was the last.
ISO Joe.
Yeah.
I just think that the emergence of Golden State and the way that they play basketball, this pass happy style and guys that can hit from the perimeter, kind of like forced Houston's hand to make a move. And they're like, all right, well, if we're going to make a move on anybody, let's just take a 1-year gamble on an elite point guard who Daryl Morey apparently years ago was telling Colin Cowherd, like, there's statistical analysis that says Chris Paul is one of the 2 or 3 best point guards ever in terms of his stats and like the second level numbers, and he don't turn the ball over and all of that shit. But I'm like, all right, well, where's the second level numbers about him being gun shy and not shooting when he's supposed to and being afraid to make brave passes because he only takes safe fucking passes and like shit like that? Like, where's that analysis at? Because you can make a fucking case that he's harmed some of his teams also with his play because he plays so fucking safe and he refuses to take a risk and turn the ball over.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
That's why I'm not that high on him. Like I last year I was like really high on Houston because they had Eric Gordon and they had Anderson and they could stretch the floor around Harden. Actually, that was like one of my biggest bets of the NBA season. I bet over 41 wins, and that shit they hit 40 wins by All-Star break.
right.
But it's like this year I look at Harden and Chris Paul is just like an odd match. And then I still don't see where the defense comes from. So it's just like I look at this team and it's just like I think Oklahoma City is way better. But everybody is like I see everybody's being late to the party on Houston. Whereas I feel like I'm early to the party on Oklahoma City.
I'm gonna start betting. I like these terms. Man. Early to the party, and that's dope. The who do you got in the Western Conference, Eastern Conference Finals?
I mean, right now I'm looking at OKC and the Warriors, and the Eastern Conference Finals. That shit is a crapshoot. Like honestly,
realistically, Milwaukee could end up in the Eastern
Milwaukee
Conference
could end up there.
Washington,
if DeRozan learns how to shoot threes, they could end up there.
Yeah, DeRozan's got to cut them 2-pointers.
Yeah, that shit is just out of control.
He's the best mid-range shooter in the league. They like, yo, that's like being the fucking king of like a trash can. Like nobody, like you claiming a crown that nobody gives
I'm gonna tell you
about.
my one issue I got with the NBA right now, yo, and this is my gripe with Mark Cuban. Dirk is taking another. It's like you would think after all the years, the championship, they would just be like, you know what, fuck it, here go 25 mil. Just on the strength.
Yeah.
No.
That motherfucker sacrificed his bread so Chandler Parsons could get the max.
Crazy.
Like, that's some other shit.
And Chandler Parsons is in what, Memphis now?
Yeah.
Like, I ain't sacrificing shit for Chandler Parsons.
Like
Fuck
D Wade did that shit for so long with the Heat. And it's just
D Wade signed his option this year before it was even eligible. Where the fuck is the paper at?
Yeah.
$24 million. Give me where's the paper at? Give me the fucking ink.
The crazy thing is he took all them sacrifices for the Heat, and the Heat still ain't want to pay him at the end.
Yeah, crazy.
He had to go to the Bulls to go get a check.
Yeah. And that's kind of like with Dirk. I'm like, yo, for all the years, like, what's Dirk, 6th all-time scoring? You would think, like, he never once wavered on some, I'm leaving, I need to go to, never. You would think they would just be like, you know what? Here go a crazy check for you.
Yeah.
No.
But, I mean, that's how it is.
Like, look at Krause, them last years with Jordan. And Jordan was ready to literally fuck Krause up. Like, that's where Jordan was at with him. Yeah. Krause was like, you know what? I'm going to give you $35 million for 2
That's
years.
why you gotta do what Iggy did in all factors of life. Like, take your meetings and keep your options open because nobody's going to look out for your check if you're not.
Yeah.
And it's just like I've learned
Iggy went to every team in the league.
Iggy forced his number from like 12 to 16.
Iggy
He
ain't give a
micromanaged the
fuck.
shit out of his number.
Every day I went on ESPN, Iggy meets with the Hornets. Iggy meets with.
They said Iggy called the Spurs. Yeah, I know y'all don't have the cap space, but I heard y'all got a nice steakhouse down there.
That's why I fuck with Revis so much. In the NFL, that motherfucker was holding out every single year.
Yep.
I need my bread. Like, on some real shit, like, that's how I be with my DJ shit now, to where it's like, yo, if I don't have my check up front, I'm not doing your party. Like, the check is the most important thing. Fuck all the other shit. Fuck the ring. Give me my bread.
That's why you got to respect Carmelo when he stayed with the Knicks. Like, y'all got him 125? Cool.
I think Melo overplayed his hand a little bit, though. Like a little
he did
bit.
over, but Melo went after the bread.
Oh, no.
Solely.
I mean,
but you know what? He went after the bread, but he kind of didn't do it in the way that, like, a LeBron or Durant would. Like, Melo could have signed a 2-year or a 1 year and then came back out and then got a bigger deal with the cap jumping. So he was after his bread, but really he was after security.
He kind of shorted himself because at the status where he was at, like 11, 12-year veteran at that point or whatever, he could have took a 1-and-1 or whatever, or 2-and-1, been back in the market, the fucking cap jump, and then now it's like, oh, I'm going to go get my 4 from Houston or whatever, but I'm making up all the money I would have missed and making like an extra 17 or some shit.
I think he wanted to stay in New York to help Lala with her career more than anything else.
And fuck other bitches.
Probably.
Oh,
yeah. I forgot all about that shit.
Forgot about the whole adjacent to Washington Heights factor.
Yeah.
Mad Spanish mommies right up the street here.
See, you talking about white joints. Spanish joints is where it's at, dog.
I mean, they're nice.
Like, I'm really about to brush up on my Spanish and get
You eat a lot of paella. I know that.
Yo, paella is all that.
Every time I talk to nigga, I'm going to get some paella. I'm down.
You got to get your tapas right. Like, that's where it's at.
It was crazy. I want to go into a couple of these questions.
Yeah,
real quick.
please.
And the first one is pertaining to that type stuff. So before you dig too deep into my subject line, I'll elaborate. Unfortunately, amongst a lot of black women, Caucasian men are coveted as being the white knights in shining armor who can love, respect, provide, and lead them up out of their oppression ship with black men. You know this girl uses oatmeal soap. And day by day, many successful, educated, and overall high-quality sisters are leaving their Cornells from 22nd Street and getting them a Connor from Wall Street. This whole ideal only perpetuates the stereotype that black love is merely a subpar entity, while interracial love is the ascension to prosperity and happiness, which is the furthest thing from the truth. But on to my question. You know what?
On to my question.
I just realized I wasn't reading the question.
You read a dissertation.
Oh, my God, yo.
But on to my question.
I swear I was in the question. I was reading everything in correct English and everything. All right, why is it when black women decide to date white men, it seems as an upgrade or an accomplishment for her, but a sellout and a traitor by the black men? And for the good black women who've had heartbreak after heartbreak and have sadly lost their faith in black love, what do you think black men as a whole can do to regain it?
Holy shit. First things first. All
you
y'all
might gotta put your dashiki on.
Yeah, first things first. All y'all getting done dirty. So, you know what I'm saying? if you can't, you know what I'm saying? If you can't stand getting cheated on, then you might as well fucking stop dating men. Because white man, black man, Asian man, Indian man, they all fucking pieces of shit. You know what I'm saying? And a man is only as faithful as his bankroll allows him to be and as his options. So, if your man ain't cheating on you because he don't got no bitches. You know what I'm saying? And nobody else wants him. So it's like, take care of your man, I guess, in that scenario. So on to the interracial dating thing. It's like, interracial dating is not new. This shit been going on since the fucking 80s and 90s. Spike Lee made a movie about this shit in 1992 or whatever the fuck it is.
I'll say this. I'm driving the 9 now. It's a whole different world. Like going downtown, up and down Walnut and Chestnut.
Yeah.
The other day, I saw so many interracial couples. Black women with white men and black men with white women.
Yeah, go to Cherry Hill, New Jersey and see
and
what it is.
I'm just like, and they all seemed happy as and then I see like the black couples and they like fighting with each other and then I'm being for real. And then I see like the white couples and they smoked out and looking all crazy. It's like, damn, like all the happy couples I see are interracial. And I'm like, damn, are we that sick of each other? Like, damn.
I mean, we might be. At the end of the day, here's the thing. I'm mixed. Like, my fucking, my grandmother, not my great-grandmother, my grandmother is white. Her mother's white. Her father is fucking Jewish. Like, I'm 25% white. So, with that being said, interracial love and interracial dating has been a part of my life from fucking day zero. Mm-hmm. Like, date who you like. Date who makes you happy. Yes, there is going to be conflict and issues one way or another, whoever you date. You could date a fucking black girl and your mom thinks she a fucking bitch and don't like her. You could date a fucking white girl and then the women that wouldn't date you anyway think that you a piece of shit for it. It's just like, What are you like? Date who you like. Date who makes you fucking happy. Date who you want to build a foundation with, or date who you just want to fucking have sex with. Whatever it is, like everybody goes into these situations with their own individualized goals of like what they want to come out of it. Whether it's like, yo, I'm just trying to get my dick sucked. Yo, I'm trying to get married in 4 years. Yo, I'm trying to fleece her out of her 401k.
Yeah.
Like whatever the fucking your goal may be,
Like,
man.
I
Godspeed to you.
I saw Umar on
He's
Breakfast.
ridiculous.
Yeah, Umar.
Yeah, that motherfucker crazy.
Umar can go so left. It's like he'll drop some real live knowledge. Like he's like talking about black people and in the black community not having the 4 staples that make a community strong, not having their own hospital, their own school, their own bank, and their own supermarket. Great point. Then he goes to you date a white woman, you ain't shit. And it's just like, all right, Umar. Like he was talking about,
I can't respect you, bitch.
yeah, it's like, I feel the same, because I was talking to Maul today about it. Like, I feel the same exact way. Be with who the fuck makes you happy.
That's real.
If that person makes you smile, makes you laugh, makes you feel good, be with them. But the thing is, we live in a society that's so driven by social media, all that. People worry more about what's going to be said than what's actually happening in their lives. Stop that shit.
I mean, it's tough because, like, we had this conversation the other day, but some people have careers in which, who they date really affects, their perception and how they get money.
Not really.
Yeah.
No, some of these like super high power law firms and shit like that, you bring Shaniqua in that motherfucker, even if you like on the
No, he's
partner
talking
trip.
about like his black homies dating a white woman. That's what we was talking about.
Yeah, I mean, we had this conversation. Like, one of my homies, he asked, how would his brand be seen as a professional if he dated a white woman? And
you think anything that would be damaged?
I mean, it wouldn't necessarily be damaged, but it would be altered. There'd be certain organizations that wouldn't fuck with him, stuff like that. And I'm sure you see it in entertainment. Imagine if Usher popped up with like a fucking white woman.
I mean, Usher popped up with a blonde mohawk recently, so I don't
I
put
mean,
nothing
Usher's
past
a bad
Usher.
example, but there's certain, like, imagine if Denzel had a white woman.
Oh yeah, it'd be
You know what I
be some
mean?
shit.
So it's just, it's always perception is always going to affect you.
Go on,
A champion.
go on.
Go on. Get him, Zell. I'll be rooting Denzel the fuck on. Like, but no, really, be with who makes you happy and who, like, people worry so much about what's going to be said. And I was never one of those folks like, oh, I'm going to be lit. Like, people have these types.
Yeah.
I understand having a type because I have a type.
Yeah.
But when you let it define what you do and who you are, you're not getting the best of it.
Yeah.
You're just getting the best of what you can find in that space.
Absolutely.
So you might find the love you're looking for in an Asian guy. You might find it in a Spanish chick. If you're a black man, you really don't know. So
Yeah, that's real.
I'm all for whatever the fuck. I got a white uncle now. You know what I'm saying? It's like my aunt married a white, and he's the cool. You forget he's white.
Right.
It ain't till I like call him a nigga and my dad's looking at me and I'm like, oh shit, that's right. Cause you forget, you know what I mean?
feel you.
So it's like I really don't care. Like I got white friends.
When my stepmom and my brother Zach's mom and my dad divorced, she married a white guy. Cool as shit. You know what I'm saying? My sister love him to death. Like, who am I to be like, oh, the fucking black police, like the fucking Hutu police, like, yo, what you doing with this white man?
Yeah.
Like, that shit ain't none of my business. My mom half white.
Really? Here go another quick question. If you take on a chick that has 3 kids and y'all decide to move in together,
Dumbass.
This nigga tripping.
Dumbass.
Sucker.
y'all let me finish the question.
Sucker.
If you take on a chick that has 3 kids and y'all decide to move in together, how should the bills be split up?
Yeah, fuck that question, man. I'm not answering that shit, man. Fuck that question, yo.
Yo, dog.
That shit mad
If
stupid,
you don't have no
son.
kids of your own, dog, you might need to
How
just
should
throw her
the
in the
bills
bush.
be
He
split up?
said he has. Y'all don't let me finish.
If you move, and you take a chick in that got 3 kids, how should the bills be split up, man? Like,
He said I also have kids, but they don't live with me.
All right, yeah, if he got kids, I can ride with it. They could all be one happy family.
big ass clan.
I can ride with that. But I don't know how they split up the bills. That's kind of
what do her kids got to do with splitting up the bills? She got to pay 70% because of these kids that's not yours. I know you getting the child support you holding out, bitch. I need 70% of the rent.
Hey, yo.
Yo, I'm paying half this motherfucking rent. And you got child support coming, bitch. Really, you hedging your bets. You playing games. I gotta feed these little niggas every day.
Dev is in. He asked the stupid. I'm not saying the question. It's
Never say it. It's
no,
stupid.
Dev's an idiot. What happened the other day with Dev though? Shout out Dev. Dev from our neighborhood, Rhino, and we know Dev. I pull up to the bus stop and Dev's coming out to the store, and people getting on the bus. Dev's behind him in the crowd, like he like, yo, this bus goes to the airport. So I start playing along with him. I'm like, nah, man, this don't go to the airport. He's like, man, I gotta get to the airport. And I'm like, nah, this don't go to the airport. All right, then fuck you then, big man. And walks off. So the people on the like, yo, what the fuck was his problem? I'm like, nah, he's a crack baby. Don't fucking pay him no mind.
Hey, he told me about that shit. I was on the floor.
Shout
crying,
out, Dev.
man. Fuck you, big man.
Do it look like I was left? What? All right.
Do it look like I was left off bad and bougie?
No, it says, do I look like I was left off bad and boozy? No, serious question. I seen someone earlier say that a ring as a proposal is not enough for a woman to say yes.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Crackhead bitch say what? Like,
yo.
Yeah, I seen someone earlier say that a ring as a proposal is not enough.
They
for
want
a
a
woman
dowry now, huh?
Yeah, for a woman to say yes. What are your thoughts?
Y'all getting married for the wrong fucking reasons,
Yo,
apparently.
like
whatever happened to just like, I was going to propose a topic for today's show and I kind of backed off of it, which is like finessing and dating. Like, and do people still fucking date people with the earnest intention of like, I like you, even if it's only for 6 months or a year, but like, yo, I like you. I want to suck your dick every day for 6 months. Or is it like all about like what you can get out of a person? Like, does that shit like it still exist?
When me and Lee met, it was like I saw her like 4 or 5 times before I actually got a chance to speak to her. And then that day I was feeling myself. My pants was fresh. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna jump off the bus and get her. And I got her, and we, and it was a genuine. We fuck with each other. It's not like I'm doing it like, and her vibe was just way different than any vibe I caught from anything. And it was just like, yo, boom, 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 here we are, you know what I'm saying? And that's going to happen sooner or later. I make these 33 payments, you know what I'm saying? That's going to pop off. It's like, but yeah, I do see that now with people I know who like date, and they tell like more. Damn, I put him out there. One of my homies was
edit this out.
Yeah, one of my homies was telling me like, yeah, like he's like, I talked to the chick, and like second conversation, she like, yeah, I need some help with my school, and he like,
I don't know you.
I don't even know your last name, but it's just like, yo, people really don't have any scruples anymore when it come to dealing with. I know you get around, so.
I mean, I don't get around. I mean, you overstating it right now.
Okay.
Then you try to put me on blast.
No, but the women you meet, because I know you dating.
Yeah.
Like
what? You meet different women.
Yeah. I mean, I've never had a chick come up to me and say, yo, I need money for rent or tuition or anything like that. I just think.
You go to good places.
Yeah, I think the type of women I meet is just I have genuine interactions. Like. So it's like, I don't know.
Chad's in
In the words of the illustrious R. Kelly, I wish. You know what I'm saying? Them Texas is a real thing.
If y'all could have seen this nigga face.
Like them Texas is out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't get those. I'm sorry.
Those is wild, man. It's just to a point where it's like, yo, Philadelphia, like, all right, I did a comparative study of like median household income because I'm thinking about opening up this business or whatever, and I'm probably still going to do it. So I looked at a couple of different markets. I looked at Philadelphia. I looked at Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Tampa, Florida. I looked at Houston, Texas, Austin, Texas.
We were talking about Austin.
Yes, we're talking about in Austin, Texas also. Philadelphia's household median income $35,000 per household. It's a household of up to 4 people. We're talking about $35,000 per household. So that'd be like man, woman, 2 kids, however you slice it. 4 people, income coming in $35,000. Florida, 50. South Florida, like roughly like 45,000. Houston, Texas, about 55,000. Austin, Texas is like 63 or some shit like that. So it's like and they don't have state income tax in Florida or Texas. So that leads to more disposable income, people able to spend more money on the things that they want as opposed to the things that they need, like rent, electric, gas, cable, shit like that. More money is going, an equal amount of money is going to their leisure or savings as it is to their month-to-month, day-to-day responsibilities. So when you look at it from a global view, it's like, damn, y'all, like, the women almost like can't help it. Like, y'all fucked up. Like, it ain't like y'all not making that much money, and Philly is such a blue collar place to where it's like the best job you can damn near get, also, like, other than working for SEPTA, is like a city job or being a trash person, something like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it ain't like a whole lot of like fantastic white collar job options that you can get here because it's such a small amount of them jobs. So it's like you got to be the best of the best to be like a corporate attorney in Philadelphia or fucking on the Philadelphia Wall Street, whatever the case may be. Like, that shit is not easy to come by. Mm-hmm. So it's like, for the people that choose to like stay here, women especially, like, y'all got these airport jobs, and that's like pretty much like the full extent of it. It's like if you ain't a flight attendant, you ain't really making much money. If you just like a bag handler or somebody working for TSA, what you making $17, $18 an hour? That's it. So it's like, yeah, you might need some fucking help.
Yeah.
So it's like, I get it, but it's still frustrating because it's like, yo, y'all should be getting creative and at least for a certain amount of time living below your means so that you can have some backup income so that when things arise that you want to do outside of your norm, you're not relying upon a man to get them. So where it's like, the only way it's like, yo, I fucking watch 17 Jeezy videos a day. He says some shit about a Chanel bag, says some shit about red bottles, I'm texting these niggas. These texts is out.
When Kendall left the other day, I watched a finance guy on YouTube. And, you know, YouTube's a rabbit hole. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I was watching this video. Huh?
He was on there for 9 hours.
Oh, yeah, I thought you said. Yeah, literally, you can waste hours on YouTube. But I watched this guy, and he was breaking down how, like, the simplest things in your life you overpaid for, and you don't even realize it. He was talking about the iPhone. He's like, the phone costs $800. It's a fucking phone. He's like, you make $32,000 a year. Why does your phone cost $1,000?
Right.
That's 1 out of 32. You get 32 of those for the year.
And you still got to pay taxes on those.
Crazy, right?
It is really insane.
And I see it when I drive the bus in the hood. People got iPhones everywhere.
My iPhones is out.
My
iPhones is out.
Like, your bill on your phone, what's your $100, $125? I can't think anybody who's under a bean.
It's like $2 something.
Oh, you talking to hoes in Europe and shit. Like, when you talking about a phone that costs $1,000 and then the bill is $150. Let's be nice. Yeah. The end of the year, that's $1,700 for the phone bill, and the phone costs a stack.
Yeah.
That's $2,700.
If you make 32,
and you make 32 grand, that's
insane.
That
is insane.
And he was talking about just simple shit like that, drinking Fiji water when you can go get a case of Deer Park.
Yeah,
he like, it's crazy, but like we talked about last week, Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts, like it's crazy when you really sit back and think about how much money gets spent from the poorest people on the shit that you really, really don't need.
Yeah,
like, you got an iPhone to text, to talk, and go on Instagram and Twitter. That's the basis of what most of the people do on the motherfucker. I'm not talking about people who have real life shit going on.
Yeah,
but like, you got how many young black motherfuckers you think is really opening up the stock app? I had to show a nigga
or the news app.
I had to show a nigga how to download a book to the iBooks. I'm like, nigga, when you go online, it says open in iBooks. It's simple. But people, you know what I'm saying? Because they don't use it.
Yeah.
It was wild watching that. I like, after Kindle, it made me like kind of just start looking around and everything. And I was thinking about it. I'm like, damn. Like, you really, motherfuckers really spend $2,500 a year on a cell phone. Crazy, right?
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
That's rough. That shit is deep, man. It's super. And you talking about when you making, you know, $150,000, $200,000, it's like, you know, I guess it kind of makes more sense. Yeah. And when you talk about, yo, I didn't realize, and I've been blessed to where I've always had a nice situation when it came to working and things, like, it's really people who make $24,000 a year.
Yep.
But they got an iPhone. They got this. They got that. And one of my homies recently told me, he's like, yo, I just started talking to this chick. He's like, you know, a little fuck around, little situation, whatever. But he like, yeah, she got 4 kids, and she like came at me like, yo, can you get me this bag? And the bag costs like $2,700. And he like, you renting a crib. He like, you don't want like $2,700 to like put down on a house?
That's crazy.
You don't want $2,700, like, you know, maybe Send one of your kids to private
So
school.
you gotta weed chicks like that out. Like
but he's talking about. I don't watch 17 Jeezy videos, so this is what I know. This is what I need. This is the things that's gonna make my life better. Having his bag so I can put it on the table and take pictures of it. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, at least for me, the first thing I ask people, like when I meet women, is like, "Yo, what's your goals? What's your, you know?" It's like I don't know. After 25, like dating's become like an interview almost. So it's like I'm asking shit like, "Yo, what do you want out of your life?" and things of that nature. And if I don't get that, it's like it ain't even no point for us to continue.
I honestly could not imagine going back to the dating scene at this stage in my life. What's going? You'd see listen. I'd get some boat shoes. You know where I'm going. It's like it'd be crazy.
I'm getting some boat shoes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy, man. It's all a mess. Justice giving us the
heave ho.
Yeah, get your black asses out of here. Anything you want to say as a partner, man? Anything you doing? I know you low key boss. So.
Yeah, I'm doing a lot.
Give your social media out, anything? We have a global audience.
My social media is DJRTODAIZZA. That's DJ R to the Izzy. You can find me on there. I'm low key, but I mean, you know, it is what it is. I'm still DJing, still do graphic design. I did the
He did our logo. The logo on the shirt and the hat that you people buy and love. Ra actually did the logo.
But I do like 10 million things. You might have caught some of it on this podcast. The rest, you got to use your imagination.
As always, make sure y'all follow our social media. We're trying to blow the Instagram page up, the realest podcast ever. Also our Twitter, TRPE 2017. Make sure y'all follow both of them accounts. I don't care so much about you following me. Do you care about people following you?
I wouldn't mind it.
We wouldn't mind it. All right, so follow Matt at Matt makes me sick until further notice. Until the other Matt unblocks him. Yeah. And we can try to negotiate terms on this account.
Yo, that shit really happened to you?
Yes.
Yo, it's so crazy because I remember Puff was trying to buy Puff Daddy from somebody on Twitter. And Bull was like, I guess Bull sold combs or some shit like that. And he was like, yo, you buy like 10,000 of my combs. And they just end up rumbling over it. It's all over Google, though.
I do remember that story, yeah. Nigga was trying to get him to buy combs.
It's not just you, though. It's, you know, niggas.
I mean, because you, like...
niggas get brand new.
Yeah, I mean, I want the name. You know, he didn't have to block me. It was kind of mean.
That's kind of petty.
He only got like 10 pictures. He's like fishing and doing some other
That's normally how it goes. It's like when you have a name, it's always some weird nigga who doesn't do shit with the name.
Some weird early adopter.
Like somebody has Artita on Twitter, and it's like, I'm the only Artita.
So are they a big Twitter person though?
No, it's just some random somebody with Artita.
That's crazy. And I looked at you can see when they joined. Yeah. This motherfucker joined in 2007.
Yeah, the day they opened.
Yeah, the day Instagram
he joined
opened.
on beta.
Yeah. Nigga went on online on fucking AOL disc and fucking signed up.
Fucking 07.
Yo. I mean 09. Excuse me.
My cousin owns Instagram. I'll have you fucking push off this app, motherfucker. Crazy. Don't message me anymore.
But yeah, follow the Instagram.
Follow our social media. Hit the YouTube account. Just search TRPE. All the episodes.
The episode from
up.
last week wasn't up there. I was alerted to that. We're gonna get that up there. I spoke to Just about it already.
Our video guy's slacking.
Our video guys. I don't know what's going on.
He might need a crippler crossface, man. You know what I'm saying? He might need to buy back on chicken wing. I don't know what's up with the video guy.
But episode 27 in the books. Is AO gonna show up next week? Does he still have the bush?
No, he got a haircut.
Okay, cool.
He got a haircut. He walked in some spot. People was like, "Oh shit, you got a haircut!" Like it was like a thing.
When you posted that he came into the Vengo and you posted a picture of Webby.
Oh man.
Webby had the fucking bush.
Fucking Webby.
Webby, hold your head. Webby allegedly beat his girl up and kidnapped her the other day and was high off cocaine.
Yeah.
Yo, Webby got like a crazy temper.
He was at a fucking
Comfort Inn. He was about to
Inn.
beat somebody up for asking him about. He was having seizures, and the radio host was like, "Yo, I keep hearing you having seizures." And dude was like, "Yo, you keep asking me about seizures, I'm gonna get up in that ass." Like it's on YouTube. Go watch it.
Like, sir, I'm just trying to make sure you cool,
quick,
sir.
The funniest one. Did you see Styles lose it or the niggas?
Oh man,
we was screaming, "I'm a real street nigga.
I'm a real man, dog. Don't play with me like that, son."
Yo, they hit him with one joke. He's like, the Hawk could come out. Don't fucking. It's like, yo, what? Remember Styles was gonna rumble like half of Philly?
Styles is like, the fact that he could come up with different ways to kill somebody, it's just amazing.
Why you screaming like it's a slug? It's only the Hawk.
It's only the Hawk.
It's only the Hawk.
Like, God forbid
Yeah.
I scream from you stabbing me with this big-ass knife and twisting it in me. Oh, my goodness.
He said, I pulled a shotgun that was forearm length. Squeeze two, you don't know where your face or your forearm went. Like, get him, Styles.
Holy shit, man.
Always gotta love Panero, man. All right, well, we out of here. Realest podcast ever.
Episode 27 in the
C.
books.
Diddy, Matt makes me sick. Ra finally showed up. We ain't gonna see Ra for another 80 episodes, but it's all
Let's
good.
cherish this moment.
Yeah. I'll let y'all next week.